welcome to the Grappling with Life podcast. My name is Mohammed Yahya, we're your host, and today I'm with someone very, very special. If you're what's the word, man? I'm looking for a weak disposition. He is wearing a Tottenham Hotspur football kit. So if you've got a weak stomach, yeah, please turn away now. If you have any children, young children, or this is not for the faint-hearted. Yes, he is a Tottenham fan. I have asked him a few times why he's a Tottenham fan. I still haven't got a straight answer. We are with the one and only Hashim Bhaijee. Hashim Bhaijee.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Welcome.
Jazakallah khair for having me.
Firstly, please apologise to all the viewers.
No apologies needed. I should be paid. I should be getting paid.
What's that?
I should be getting paid.
Should be getting paid. But I'll pay you to take that t-shirt. What is that? A training top?
No, it's a third kit from a couple of seasons
Oh,
ago.
is it a third kit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But he's collecting them like Pokemon, bro.
Yeah.
From the third season, third game at the 60th minute.
How many Tottenham Hotspur shirts do you own? Like, what's the oldest one you have?
The 125th anniversary one.
What's that?
That was from 2007.
So before that, it was like
No, I had some before that, but
I'm saying the oldest one that you've ever. Oh, so you don't have them. The one.
I
Before
don't have it no more.
There was the pony era. Remember the
Yeah,
pony
the
era?
Pony era. Then there was Hummel.
Hummel, yeah.
Then there was Lecoq Sportif.
There's kids listening, but carry on.
It's a French company.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know
obviously,
what you're
you guys might be a bit too young for that company.
No, because
as well.
during kit was Lecoq Sportif.
Lecoq
innit?
Sportif. Yeah. Say
yeah.
it properly, innit, French?
Sorry, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
So you like we were discussing off air that. Should I say when you were born?
Yeah, say it.
All right. So you were born in 1932.
32. Yes.
No,
correct.
like 72.
I was about to say, bro.
Hey, Asian don't raisin, bro.
Asian don't raisin.
Come on, bro.
I haven't heard that one before.
You have now.
What does that mean?
Bro, that's a new one.
We don't wrinkle.
Oh.
Come on, bro, man.
You know, the
Raisin.
moment you have to explain something,
slow
it's
it down,
done,
slow
innit?
it down, slow it down. For the viewers, raisins, they're grapes that
Wrinkle.
let me to explain this, bro. They dry up in the sun, therefore they wrinkle, right?
I don't think they
So
do this.
Asian don't wrinkle, Asian don't raisin.
That's correct.
Right. And I heard from Amir, once you have Persian, there's no other version. There's nothing for Arab.
Though. Yeah.
What? No, don't make it up on the spot, bro. Is anything for Bengali?
Well, it's Asian, isn't it?
Oh, that's true.
We'll accept them.
Asian sensation, bro.
Black
you were
don't
born in
crack.
1972.
Because they say about black don't crack, and
Yeah,
'cause
that's
a lot
true.
of black people that age very, very well.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Chinese? Yeah, we ain't got nothing for that. See,
I
that's the
don't.
thing. It's Arabs and Chinese, we've been left out. Turks? Nothing. Turkish delight. Easy, bro.
Easy.
All right, so
It's one of them podcasts, is it?
Mr. Bhaijee was born in 1972. Somewhere, I'm guessing in Forest Gate somewhere.
Plasto.
Plasto.
Yeah. Back in the day when
The
they
armpit of
were
London.
when they were designated maternity hospitals.
Right.
The-
Which
the-
hospital?
The real question is, bro, did you have any area boys?
But we've got... Firstly, yeah? Of
Wait, I want to know if you had any area boys, bro.
course he does, bro.
Do I have any what?
Area boys.
Nah.
You didn't know?
Nah.
See, the viewers don't even understand the joke, bro.
Yeah,
No, they don't
exactly.
need to, bro. Too mean.
But he knows it. Okay, so 72,
72.
Yeah.
Born in Plasto.
born in Plasto.
Lived in Canning Town for the first 3 years of my life.
I'm sorry about that, bro.
Alhamdulillah. It's history.
Canning Town.
Canning Town, mate.
Yeah.
And then in 75, we moved to Forest Gate.
Right.
And my parents actually still live in that same house.
Oh, okay.
And about nearly 2 years ago, I myself moved with my family to Essex. I'm an Essex lad.
Right. So the only reason I mention this is because before I mean, every person I speak to has had some sort of run-in with you in the last 25 years, some sort.
Okay.
Either they were a criminal who have been reformed, or you've kind of like, I know Irfat, who was on, what episode was it? Irfat was episode 4, right?
I can't remember.
It was episode 4.
It's a really good advert for your podcast when you can't remember.
Yeah, come on, man. Should have had it loaded up, bro.
We're veterans now, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't keep up, bro.
We're 14 in.
Exact 14 in. That's like that's not might as well be 100, isn't it?
Joe Rogan, eat your heart out.
Exactly. So yeah, Urfat, he was actually in the youth club that used to run. Or something.
No, what it was, Urfat and his friends used
Was
to
he
play.
naughty, bro? Be honest, bro.
Nah. You know what? When you compare them to kids nowadays,
No, but he's
bro,
naughty though, innit? You could tell.
Urfat's naughty now.
Cheeky, innit?
He's
He's
naughtier now. The older he gets, the naughtier he gets. You know what I mean? But nothing but love for the brother.
Yeah.
May Allah preserve him and his family. Yeah, so Urfat with his boys used to play football. You know, back in the days when you used to be able to play football in school playgrounds and, you know, open spaces and stuff. So myself and a colleague, we were detached youth workers. So we had a minibus and we just used to scoop them up and take them for trips and stuff and just try and
You can
park.
get arrested for that nowadays. Isn't it?
Nowadays you can, yeah.
Yeah.
But back in the 90s, I mean, back in the late 80s, 90s, bruv, you could get away with a lot more than you can now.
Yeah. So what, so how did you get into youth work anyway? So you studied it, right?
It's actually through my mum.
Okay.
Actually through my mum. MashaAllah. I mean, Hafidhahullah. Nothing but love for you, mum.
Do you reckon she's gonna watch this?
I don't know.
Send her a clip, innit?
So might do.
Yeah.
Just that bit.
The stab. Yeah.
No, what it was, my mum was, she was a housewife predominantly, and then she became a nursery nurse, and she worked for a Asian women's refuge,
Right.
like for women who suffer domestic violence and, you know, abuse at the hands of like their partners and their families and stuff. So she was a nursery nurse, and one of her tasks was to run summer programs. So when I was about 14 years old, I volunteered for one of her summer programs, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Okay. So you got
So from that, I kind of just got the bug, done other sort of youth work, working with children, started working in youth clubs, done a couple of little courses. But you have to understand, this is in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When it
Lot of
wasn't so,
racism and-
no, it wasn't race, but I was going to say it wasn't so much about the paper, but it's more about the experience.
Right.
And more about the person, the people you know, rather than what you know. And you was able to get in. Whereas unfortunately nowadays, you have to be no disrespect to bin men, but even to be a binman or a road sweeper, brother, you probably need a degree of some kind or some form of qualifications. Do you understand? So back then it was a lot easier to get into certain professions and certain trades. You know what I mean? And that was my sort of initiation into working with young people. And I'm now 49 years old and
You're not 49, bro.
72, bro. Do the maths.
1 second. Don't ask me to do the math. Don't ask me. How many episodes have I dodged the maths question, bro?
Don't start this, bro.
But I say with 100% confidence, I'm 49 years old, not
1
even my
second,
own
yeah,
age.
'cause-
And he goes, no, you're not.
Nah, because last time I checked, you were 47, bro.
but he introduces me, born in 1972, and then wants to argue my age in
What
2021.
I was trying to say is you don't look 49,
Nah, it's like
but you
okay.
do look 49, though. That's the thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I am 49.
Yeah, mashallah.
With pride.
Good.
Do you know what I mean?
Good.
And I'm happy, you know, where I am.
Alhamdulillah. So, I guess I'll give a little bit of a background as to how I know Mr. Bhaijee.
This would be funny.
So, I can't remember the first time I met him. It was at the gym.
He was shotting you samosas down the Wolfen's Road.
Nah, bro. I remember you used to. I feel it's weird calling you Hashim, bro. But I feel disrespectful if I call you Hashim. So I can't call you uncle because you'll still give me a slap because you're not old enough to be my uncle. Well,
Nah.
no, not old enough. So what do I do?
Just call me Hashim or Abu Mariam.
Okay, Abu Mani, because I don't call. Yeah, we're just gonna call you Bhaijee now, bro.
Yeah,
That's
Bada
it.
Bada
bro.
Bhaijee.
That's it, bro.
You know? You know, thank God we don't do headstones. I could just
What's
imagine
headstones?
on the grave. Hey, life.
So Bhaijee used to bring Abdullah, his son, and Omar to Legion. And actually, he was involved with Emir before I even joined. So Team USB days.
Yeah, what it was, I used to take Abdullah, subhanAllah, may Allah preserve him and guide us all. when Abdullah was very young, he had bags of energy. He's one of those youths, bro.
He's still annoying, by the way, yeah? Abdullah, you're still annoying.
Bruv, jumping off tables and chairs and doing somersaults and flips and all sorts. And this I'm talking about, he's 2, 3, 4 years old. And then we decided, no, you know what, I need to do something to, channel this energy. Yes, please. So we took him to Gymnova in Beckton. Do you know what I mean? To do like gymnastics and stuff. So it's like a whole gymnastics place. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really good. Do you know what I mean? And loads of kids go there and, they take teams and compete and everything, but we was never about that. We were just about go and burn your energy off and, it's somewhere safe. You're not going to be able to hurt yourself or anything. Because when he was younger, he had quite a serious accident.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about
do you know what I mean? There's a comb in his mouth and they had to operate on him. Yeah, all sorts, bro. The inside of his mouth, yeah.
His mouth?
Yeah.
That's a new
just
one.
at the back where the throat is, isn't
it?
it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
How did he do that?
How did they stitch it up, firstly?
It's a maxillofacial team.
Excuse me?
I sound like a culture man. I don't know. Yeah, bro. I hope he's proud of me. Maxillofacial.
Okay. No, but what happened exactly?
Basically, what happened was he was very young, and kids are kids. They just put everything in their mouth. So he found a comb, and he put the comb in his mouth, and he was on one of those little like school desks that you get for the house. Kiddies, one of the plastic ones, or he's on a chair or something. I was at work. Anyway, he jumped off and he fell forward, and it stabbed him in the mouth.
And then what happened?
And then, not obviously because you can't really see the extent of the damage in the mouth. My wife still takes the mickey out of me, and my kids laugh at me, and I said, he'll be all right, he'll be all right. The boy can't, do you know what I mean? He can't swallow, he's drooling and all sorts. Yeah, he couldn't do nothing. So I said, let's just assess the situation. Anyway.
So how long did you take to go?
No, that evening, and then took him to the hospital, Royal London Hospital and everything. They had a look at him, and then they admitted him. And that was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life.
Serious?
Yeah, because they put them under in it, and you see your child go under. Man, this is like,
I don't like
this. Nah, not at all. Do you know what I mean? But phenomenal, actually, phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? The job that they done, bro, you would never think that anything like that ever happened. Yeah, stitched it up inside.
Inside his throat?
Yeah, inside. No, the throat is the palate, the back of the palate.
Yeah, but it's all the way at the back.
I mean, yeah. Just like if you run your tongue from like where your teeth is, where your teeth are, and then you go all the way to the back of your mouth, and it starts getting softer.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, the soft part. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people are doing that at home now, by the way, watching this.
Yeah, probably googling.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that.
I just did it, man. I just did it, man.
So they done a phenomenal job, just stitched it up, and these people, this team of surgeons, what they do is when people have severe accidents and they rip their faces open and stuff, they are the ones then that put it all together again. So
is that why Abdullah looks the Listen, Abdullah, I'm joking, bro.
No, and this is why you got to have so much love and respect.
It must have been hard, man.
But very tough, very tough. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, my family don't let me live it down because I never took him to the hospital straight away. No, he was very young.
Okay,
he was very young. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, bro, when they used to let parents stay in the hospital overnight. Whereas now it's like got to go in a hotel and book up and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? Spend big money. So we used to take him to gymnastics, and then a little while later, Amir started bringing Musa, and we got talking, and he said he was hoping to start children's wrestling because I know he was doing wrestling in Upton Lane already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he wanted to sort of expand and open it up for the children. So I said to him, please, when you do that, you must let us know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it happened, and Abdullah was the first child to walk in.
Oh,
and then a week later, Abdurrahman walked in. Do you know what I mean? And they've been there ever since.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Good boys, mashallah. Yeah, so he's all right, man. He's all right. So he's studying ophthalmology now, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, he's studying to be a dispensing optician with a high street optician whose name I might not be allowed to say because of, I don't know, advertising or whatever, innit? I don't know. People get a bit funny about like that, innit?
Yeah, it's not BBC, bro.
It's Ank Savers.
It
Ain't
Savers.
Ain't Savers.
Ain't Savers, yeah, exactly. Alhamdulillah, that's good, bro. So, I think 2011 means Zach, and there's a couple of brothers actually jumped onto
the I remember. Of course I remember.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So Amir just got the new facility, right?
That's right, and where it is now.
I remember he was struggling to kind of keep her, because obviously him being a doctor and stuff, so I offered to help him out, and then the rest is history, really. That's 10 years. Well, how long is that?
Yeah, 10, 11 years now, yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, so I've practically seen Abdullah grow up.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to see. I've even seen some other kids as well, like the other day, who started with us. And there's so many kids that I haven't seen again, you know? But everyone's taken what they can from the sport and moved on, right?
I think
Which
you know
is good.
you know what's funny? Because usually when you go out with your children,
Yeah.
you know...
You got your children, bro? MashaAllah.
Don't you?
Nah.
You should try it out one day.
I barely want to see. But go on.
No, so usually like when you're going out with your parents and stuff, it's like, you know, you'll stop, you're talking to people and everything. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Oh, bruv, what's happening? You're right. And, you know, I go out with Abdullah sometimes and it's like, coach. And I'm like, I'm like the kid that's sort of looking on in awe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While he's talking to like these kids and their parents and everything. And you know what? It's a very, very proud moment, mashallah, when you see that and the respect, you know, that through Legion and his coaching and everything, you know, that he built up, alhamdulillah. And I always told him that, you know, as a reminder that, you know what, you have earned the respect of a lot of these parents and a lot of these kids. And getting it is the easy part, but maintaining it is the hard part. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know, alhamdulillah, so it's good.
Yeah, so before we get into the meaty bits, there's something you're gonna have to clear up for me, bro, because some footage has surfaced in the past few days, and I've got a lot of questions about this video.
Oh boy!
How did you get into this situation? Hey, roll it up, bro. Roll the videotape. Okay, so put it on full screen, please, bro. So, okay, before you press play, the title of this is Dance Britannia Acid House.
It's a documentary.
It's a documentary, yeah? And
Wait. On BBC 4. Nobody watches BBC 4.
well, firstly, BBC 4, is there even such thing
like I
anymore?
said, it was a documentary. I wasn't responsible for the title. I wasn't responsible for the contents. I was just...
So did they approach you beforehand? And
Well, this program, I don't even know about. It's only when somebody brought it to my attention. I didn't even know it existed.
yeah, but you must have saw some guy put a
No, what it
camera in your
was,
face, bro.
what it was, the original thing was, this was, if I'm not mistaken, it was either 94. Oh my
Let's watch
days.
it first.
Play the videotape, bro.
Like
Play it.
zombies, and
Turn it up, bro.
funny kind of way they
But
work.
pause it there for a second. You know when you see that smiley face and the two, that yellow smiley face? No, that's acid. Innit? That's the kind of logo for people. For tripping. Yeah, exactly, bro. So this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Ah, bruv.
Go and play it.
Acting like zombies, and I suppose in a funny kind of way they were.
I'm spraying these people because their body heat.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. You are a charmer, mashallah.
Okay.
Bro,
Is that okay?
I don't know.
you said that I was a bit like,
Bruv, firstly, how did they let you in with those Caucasians, bro? One brown guy amongst all. Was there any lot in there? Any black boys?
Yeah, bruv. You know what? It was... I'm trying to
But
remember
acid
which
is mostly a white drug. Innit?
Yeah, no, but what it was...
Let's be honest.
No, the thing was, when this was recorded and the event that this was recorded in wasn't just about acid house or anything like that.
Right.
It was like a proper full-on rave, 3,000 people in a venue. And this would have been in Milton Keynes. You know where Milton Keynes
What were you
done?
doing in Milton Keynes?
Well,
bruv?
you know where the stadium is, Milton Keynes Don Stadium.
Yeah, MK
It's in-
Dons, yeah.
MK Dons. Yeah, it's in Denbigh in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
They used to have a series of like warehouses.
Right.
So they used to have one warehouse called the Sanctuary,
Right.
and they used to do every weekend. They just used to have different.
So
raves
this was
coming
like
up.
90s where
early 90s.
where house was like
Well, it was like house. It was. It
drum and
wasn't. It was
bass,
drum and bass.
jungle, all those
with
kind
all
of
of that. So
and-
hardcore, happy hardcore.
What's that?
That was like another type of music, and this is what this would have been.
This. So what they do-
you have different like stages. So downstairs would be the main arena, and that would be like your main
Before
street
I want you
stuff.
to exonerate yourself first. Before people think you went there to rave.
And I was working, as you
Why?
can see.
Okay,
As you
can
can see.
give us some context, please.
As you can
let's
see.
play it first.
Actually, you know what? Stop there. Talk to me in the morning. What happened? You know that day when you woke up, yeah? You had breakfast, yeah? And tell me, do you remember the day?
bruv. It was like
Take us
any,
through the
it
day,
was like
please.
any other Saturday where
It
I
was a
was
Saturday,
working. Yeah,
okay.
it's always Saturday
So
nights.
Saturday,
Always Saturday
was it
nights.
before or after match of the day, bro?
No, this is like
Did you watch match of the day then go in?
no, because you have to leave early.
Okay, so
So
what
we
time?
was leaving early. So you wake up.
When you say we, who's we?
Me and my team.
Okay, who's your team, bro?
So I used to work for an organisation called YAP, Youth Awareness Program.
Right. In
And-
Milton Keynes.
No, in London.
But these guys look like they're 35, bro.
In London. No. So what it was, Youth Awareness Program was a subsidiary of an organisation called NDAP, New Drugs Awareness Program.
Right.
Right? Now,
So you were working
YAP
for
was
YAP?
the youth sort of arm.
Right,
Do you
okay.
understand? So we used to go in schools, youth clubs, and work with young people just across the board, delivering drugs education.
So you were like what? How old were you here, bro?
Oh, I was about 22, 23.
Okay. All right.
So 94, 95.
Bruv, you looked gassed here, bruv. You look like you were a gassed individual, bro. Were you gassed? Be honest, bro.
Bruv, it was so routine for me.
Is it?
Yeah, it was so routine. We was there every weekend.
But it's what?
Every weekend, just spread
Every
people out.
weekend, bruv, it was in
So-
these
so-
raves.
so-
Sometimes it was in Birmingham, sometimes it was in
But
Skegness,
if it's in
Milton
Newham, though,
Keynes.
if it's in Newham, why they send you to Milton
Because
Keynes?
what happened was there was a lot of deaths with people taking ecstasy.
Do you remember that there was like there was that whole
No, I should be
ecstasy-
asking you. Do you guys remember?
I remember in school, because 94, 95, I was in secondary
Yes,
school,
that's
yeah,
correct.
95, yeah. So I remember there was like, at the time, there was a lot of girls dying from what I can remember, bruv. MDMA, was it MDMA?
MDMA. So
There was that new thing at the time, innit?
I'll run off a couple of names. There were
Go on.
like some of the more classical ones were
Go
like
on.
the Ohms, the Purple Arms, Double Dip Purple Arms. And there was like the Doves. Do you know what I mean? These are just some of the
Yeah.
names. It's the same drug.
Yeah.
But what it was, it had the stamp of whatever the name was. So the
Right.
Om would be like the Hindu symbol Om.
Oh, right.
You understand?
right,
and
right.
double dipped would be like it'll be dipped twice in acid.
Is it
Do you know what I mean?
So what's acid? Is it
Acid is
LSD?
LSD, yeah, lysergic acid
LSD is
diphenamide.
So
on
what, they
mad
open
thing,
up
bro.
batteries, yeah? And
No, not that. It's a hallucinogen.
that's alkaline.
Do you know what I mean? It's a hallucinogen.
This guy thinks it's funny.
So you take it and you literally enter a different realm. You know, if ever you've listened to a certain podcast, that's on Spotify now, with £100 million
Why
contract.
are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why don't you just say the podcast, bro? No one's listening.
He's a supporter, bro. That's why. He's a supporter.
Now, if you listen to Joe Rogan,
Yeah, he talks about
he's a
LSD.
massive advocate
Yeah.
of like drugs, using drugs and like LSD and magic mushrooms
Like,
and like
it opens your third eye or something.
yeah, all of that. Do you know what I mean? It opens you up and
But
do you know what I mean?
but what's his name? Muhammad Hijab recently done a pod. I haven't watched it. Say it for Yusuf Osama.
So I want to Yusuf.
Yeah, so he talks about LSD and gin and all that stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I'm gonna watch it probably tonight.
That's interesting. I didn't know he done
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I'll
but
send it to you.
yeah,
innit?
yeah, please.
But go on. So it's LSD dipped in. No.
No, so it's
speed dipped in LSD.
No, it was just like little pieces of paper, and remember LSD is just a little liquid, so you just pop it across. Do you know what I mean? And then you just cut them up, and then you
Those
shot them.
things that like look like strawberry, like there's a
Yeah,
picture of a
yeah. Like
strawberry.
those little tattoos you used to get when you was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
How much could you get for them for, bro? Back in the days.
Oh,
It was
bro,
expensive. Or
it
was an
depends.
easy drug to
It all
find?
depends. It was easy drug. If you know, even now, bro, if you want something bad enough, you can find it.
Yeah.
You know the links. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's drugs,
So this
whether
thing-
that's shooters, whether that's anything, bro.
So just to kind of because it's interesting, yeah, because every generation has their. Right now, it's all about
Xanax and all that.
Xanax and
Yeah.
Percocets and all that stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's hitting which
Lean.
is prescribed.
Lean.
Lean. So lean's codeine, right? Codeine and
well, I mean, look,
but those are like pharmaceutical.
but not only
kind of-
that, but cannabis is like increased
Yeah.
massively
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The different types of cannabis.
So
You got
back then was speed.
these were rave drugs, what
MDMA.
they were called rave drugs. So
Rave
it's like
drugs.
MDMA, which was also known as ecstasy.
Yeah.
You had speed, which was amphetamine, and you had acid, which was
LSD.
lysergic acid diphenamide.
So I'm not, just to kind of just talk a bit about in school with so there was like in the night I think mid-90s when there was a real bad there was an epidemic almost.
Brother,
in
it
the
kicked
UK.
off from like the late 80s.
Yeah.
It went on that long. If you remember Margaret Thatcher, she made like speeches around, raves and rave drugs and the illegal raves and the amount that they used to get shut down. And these were when like mobile phones were just coming onto the scene.
Yeah.
And so it just opened up a whole new world. People will be driving around and seeing messages on trees, follow directions
They
here,
still have it
go
to
over
this
there.
day.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Sometimes I see it, bro.
it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. And like whole sound systems will get like confiscated and everything, and then they'll be back up and running the next week.
So like Pirate Radio, all of that got kind of like
Cool FM and all that, Station FM, all of them.
Even
You know
Kiss
what I mean?
was
Kiss
Pirate
was
for a
Pirate
bit.
as well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Choice as well.
Choice as well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you were kind of, so you must have got some training, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about the training. How did they train you? For
So
this?
what it was, I was working with Youth Awareness Program, so we done like the whole sort of training program with them, learning about all the different drugs and everything and the effects that they can have. And then because so many people were dying, do you know what I mean? And it was
So how bad was it, bro?
It was bad. It was bad, bro. Because I mean, not everybody and anybody was doing it, but if you was in that scene,
Can I be honest? Can I be honest with you? Because a lot of white kids were dying, innit? Nah, bro.
I mean, if you look in the raves,
No, I'm
and-
being serious.
and
Because
what I'm saying-
honestly, whenever it hits that community, it gets blown out.
yeah, of course, without a shadow
Because
of a
if
doubt.
it was amongst our communities, I mean, it would be kind of, okay, we need to sort this out. But it's not like I mean, the main news wouldn't kind of sit up and...
Bruv, the problem was, and you know, white people.
I'm not trying to be controversial,
No,
but
not at
I'm
all.
just calling
But
it
it's
as it
reality.
is, yeah.
But and I'll say this much as well, though: white people will recognize that they got a problem in their community.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And that's, for me, that's a praiseworthy thing.
Yeah.
Because then you can get the help that you need.
Yeah.
But I worked for an Asian organization doing, delivering drugs education stuff, coming out, giving talks in the community, up and down the country, what have you. And I would say, so this is the problem in our community, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy who stands up after me is some counsellor, and he'll say, our community doesn't have a drug problem.
Right.
Now, the people that are sitting there, and if they're of a certain generation, who are they going to listen to? Me, some guy who don't even speak their language, or the guy who's a counsellor, do you know what I mean, saying that they don't have a problem. So, I mean, it was all in-house within the organisation, Youth Awareness Program, because there were very few, far and few between, do you understand, that organisations that done this.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's quite groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And it's quite,
At the time.
at the time, brother, and, we was being touted up and down the country by organisations. We was delivering training for organisations. We were delivering... I personally went and trained doctors, nurses, police. I went to conventions, police conventions, and
Training them doing what?
like just delivering drugs talks to them, and the effects. Because sometimes if police stop someone and they're intoxicated, you can't treat them like a normal person who's
Right.
not intoxicated. Do you know what I mean? Because the way they react, do you know what I mean? What's
There's a lot
going
of
on
deaths
in
in police custody,
Bruv,
because
too
they don't
many.
understand that.
Too many. I mean, look, some of them might be genuine mental health issues, but then again, how many of those mental health issues were brought on by the drugs?
Yeah.
And that age-old debate, what comes first, the mental health or the drug? Do you understand? So, because we don't know inside all of us what's going to trigger off any behavior. Do you understand? They're still learning so much about the brain. You speak to Amir will be able to tell you better than I can ever. Do you understand? How complex the brain is. Do you know what I mean? With all the millions of chemicals and, the connections, and, that's why, with babies, they say shaking the baby and making sure they're sleeping enough and, not disturbing them and this and that, and talking to them and, stimulating them is so, so important, because to make those connections, do you know what I mean? So they can have as full, do you know what I mean, a life as they can, do you know what I mean, and go and achieve their full potential. So go on.
So, like, firstly, what was it like being in a room full of police, bro?
You know what? To be honest with you, bro, I mean, I know, feds are feds and all the rest of it, but when you see them in that environment, it's something completely
but
different.
what I'm saying, because obviously growing up in the areas we
Yeah,
grew
yeah,
up
of
in,
course.
like we
Man,
sometimes...
I'll tell you the truth, my mum was gassed. I was like, bro, I'm teaching you what.
Yeah. But I remember, like, I met a police commissioner once, and he's actually quite, like, I don't want to mention his name now, but he was involved in the whole Stephen Lawrence inquiry. He was a
Okay.
black police officer. He was part of the what was the Black Police Commission
Convention, the Black Police
Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was that Iranian guy that was the head member.
ACPO, hold on. Was it Association of Black Police Officers?
That's
yeah.
the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Mm.
And he blew my, like, the stereotype of what I had in my head of what a police officer was and what. I still had that kind of like inside because you grew up in the hood, yeah. That's the only. I remember my first interaction with police, yeah, was. Did I tell you this, Zach?
What?
It was in the local shop, yeah. I went to buy some milk, and do you remember the old people's home that was run down before they fixed it?
Yeah.
There was these kids throwing stones at the. Breaking the windows. 'Cause it was abandoned. They were just breaking the windows, innit? It's obviously
Derelict building and that.
derelict building. They were just breaking the windows. And then a van of police officers came, and I was just chatting to one of the kids. Like I had milk in my hand, bruv.
Yeah.
But they loaded us all up in the van, bruv.
Oi.
Even you?
Yeah, even me, bruv. They were like, "You get in the van as well." I was like, "What?" But I was crying like a little girl, bruv. I must have been about 9 years old, something like that. 9 or 10 years old.
I thought you said recently.
Nah, bro.
Big man.
No. I was 9. And they loaded us up in the van, and I think it was just to scare us. 'Cause thinking back at it, they weren't going to do anything. And then all my friends are like, "No, you have to let him go. He didn't do anything. It was us." And And they're like, "Nah, bruv, you guys, we're going to take you to the police station. We're going to..." And then...
Hey. You snitched on it.
Nah, it is. Snitching what, bruv?
Just for...
No, I never snitched, bruv.
All they had to say, forget about all of that.
Yeah, go on.
Police van, take your police station, all the rest of it.
I'll tell your dad.
Bro.
Bruv,
You took the words out of my mouth,
100%.
bro.
Station, brother.
bruv, I'll say I'd rather go police. I'd rather go police station.
I remember
Put me in jail.
how old was I? I must have been like 7, 8 years old. Brother, and like, back in them days when like, why is it that whenever you have memories of going madrasa, it's always a cold, dark night? What is that about?
Me, bro.
What is that about?
So it's winter time, innit?
It always. Anyway, so me and my little brother, bro, we was like going to the shops and everything, and what happened? I must have tried to shoplift or something. Do you know what I
You
mean?
tried to shoplift?
Yeah, bro. I was like 7 or 8 years
You
old.
little scumbag.
Anyway, so
Wow.
so the guy phoned the police, bro. So he held us in the shop. The police come.
Why is he calling the police on
Anyway,
people,
just
man?
snitching it, bro. You know what I mean?
Come on, bro. You should just told your dad.
Bro, anyway, so police come in and it's like, so where do you live? Bro, we gave him about 3 different addresses, bro. Because I was petrified to get home, bro. Police taking me home, bro. That's a death sentence.
Boy. Yeah, that's you're dead.
You're not coming out again, bro.
Yeah, you're dead.
Bismillah,
Yeah,
man.
that's it, bro. So yeah, like from that day, from that experience, I just didn't trust police.
It's interesting because back in the day they used to do that, and like parents used to take their children to like police station and that, and say, "Oh, can you just frighten
Scare
them?"
them
You know
and
what I mean? That happen no
But
more.
another thing as well,
Do you watch that show, though?
Which
Scared
one?
Straight.
Be Unscared Straight, yeah.
Nah, bro. Bro, who got time to be watching
looks
programs?
books, bro.
That's why you need to start coming back to Legion, bro. You got too much time on your hands watching all these programs, man. Shh. Man, get baited up
you
like
got
that.
told, fam. You got told. So yeah, even obviously when I became a teenager, like every interaction, because I never used to do badness, yeah, but every interaction I would have with police would be a negative one. I'm telling you, I couldn't even think of one time that had a positive experience.
But if you look now, Muhammad, and you got children.
Yeah.
Well, we all have, apart from. Anyway.
Yeah.
Soon come. You know what I mean?
He's got to get married first, bro.
Inshallah. Don't
know
worry,
what I mean?
bruv. He's getting hooked up, bruv, on the buses, bruv.
Astaghfirullah, man. How can you say his future wife's a bus driver? Come on, bro. Allow it. Man.
So halal earning, innit, bruv?
Alhamdulillah. Go ahead, carry on.
Conductor, ticket, please. Anyway, so we've all got children.
Yeah.
I feel, in a way, I feel sorry for the kids today.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because, like you said, I didn't do anything bad. We just being kids, being mischievous, messing about, playing around. But if the kids try to do a lot of that now, they'd get arrested. I'll give you an
Go
example.
on.
There is an offence that you can get done for called riding your bike on a pavement. You can get arrested and convicted for riding your bike on a pavement.
Bro, personally, they should get life, bro. These guys who ride their bikes on the pavement should get life.
This is a controversial one now, isn't it?
Seriously. Why are you riding? Have you seen the way they ride on the pavement, bro?
Bruv, have you seen down Orient Way?
Yeah.
They got a whole mile bus.
Yeah.
Mans are riding on the road.
Yeah,
Bruv,
that's
what are you doing, bruv?
That's
What are you
annoying.
doing with your life?
Chat to your boys, man.
What are you
You know what?
doing?
You know who should get life? You know who should get life? You know who should get life, bro?
Go on.
Them waste men on scooters.
Oh, man.
Bro. And you know the way they ride, yeah?
Bruv, and they're big man,
Big
some
man,
of them.
but you know what it is? It's like you can't even lean back. They're riding like this, like M. Bison, bro. Just And they got this guy, I'm not joking, today, cycling, when I was driving here, he's like that and his lips are out like this.
Concentration, innit, bro?
Like he's proper concert, and his wheels were like so flat. I'm like, if you hit a
my
pothole,
God.
khalas, finished.
But
yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of what's the word? What's the word when you
negative interaction with the police?
Negative interact with the police. So when
And-
I met the guy,
I have a question.
Go on,
Just before you go on.
yeah,
Why is it that whenever a POC, a person of color,
yeah,
becomes a police officer, he's always looked at, or she's always looked at in a negative
in
way?
suspicion, yeah.
Like, you're a snitch, oh, you're fair.
I don't know, bruv, man.
What is that about, bro? Yet you complain about the same system,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, that, you know, it's not in favor of you, and it, you know, bullies you and picks on you and, you know,
What do you think about it?
singles you out and targets you and all the rest of it. But yet when one of your own is in there, they all of a sudden, it's like you forgot that they're even a PLC, bro. They've become white all of a sudden.
I think it's less to do with their color, more to do with like, I think because people, like I said, have bad interaction with police. Yeah. So being involved in that system, somehow maybe they think that you have to compromise on certain things. That
But how are we ever going to change it?
No, exactly, bro. I agree with you, bro. But
I mean, interestingly, I saw the documentary of the London riots.
right,
You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
That was on the BBC iPlayer recently.
Yeah.
And so, how are we going to change it? Are we going to change it by having riots again up and down the country? It's not going to change nothing. If anything,
You know that question you're asking, bro? It's a big question.
it's a big question.
Because I was working in the youth sector for 10 years. I worked with youth offending, parole. What do you call it? Is it parole?
Probation.
Probation. Sorry. I worked with across all different sectors. Yeah, and we have these conversations regularly.
time.
Yeah, and even we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
The thing is, bro, I want to talk about this riot thing. Yeah, and I want to talk about your career because I think it's very important that. Because a lot of people that are listening might have little brothers.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and you're in the pointy end of does that make sense? You're right at the front dealing with
bro. Dealing with it
every day. So
100%.
But I want to get down to this whole you spraying people in the face, bro. So
And there's me thinking, you know what? I've done such a good job. We bypassed it.
I haven't forgot because I want to get this out the way. I want to get this out the way.
Damn.
Let's play the video. Let's play the video, and I just want to watch it and just absorb this, bro. Yeah. So let's go. I don't want to see this guy again, bro.
I spraying these people because the body heat risen to such a temperature that it needs to come down again. It's like if you feel this guy here, if you just feel his arm, it's like, that's hot.
That's hot. That's hot. Bro, even I'm cringing.
Bro, you're describing it perfectly,
Bro,
bro.
can I just say?
But you see the guy's pupils, bro.
Bro, this is the thing
They were
about
so
dilation.
dilated,
Yeah. Because that's the MDMA.
And you know what's funny? You know, I love the fact that you just didn't care. You're talking about them
you
in front of them.
sprayed them
No,
in the
in
face
front of them.
Yeah,
This
it's
guy's
not
a
hot.
waste man. This guy. And then go play it, bro. See what?
It's supposed to be.
Check this out, yeah.
I mean, it's like,
No, listen.
This guy.
Watch the jaw.
that's the ecstasy.
The idea of
Pause it. So you're just chatting to them, bro. They don't even know. They probably think you're some sort of like figment of their imagination.
They'll probably, bro, some of them are probably politicians now, bro.
Probably, bro. but you didn't even get. You know the guy that was standing there. You didn't even say, "Look, I'm about to spray you." Yeah, just like he just sprayed him in his face,
Bro, can I just, no, can I explain something?
Go on.
Something?
Bro.
Bro,
Oh yeah, what's Sammy Nasri doing there, bro?
that was before he went Man City. He needed his entertainment because he's playing for Arsenal at the time.
Go on.
No, but if you look, they're all queuing up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where they're queuing up to?
They're
go?
actually
Toilets.
in the toilets, but they're not queuing up for the toilets. They're queuing up for the taps. Because what a
They're
lot
thirsty.
because what a lot of rave organisers used to do is they used to turn the cold water off, so you'd only have hot water
Why?
running, because they wouldn't want you to drink water from the tap, and they'll charge you £5 a bottle for a bottle of water, and that's how they used to make their money. So when we cooling him down,
No,
bro.
you know I had that Adidas top.
Cooling
yeah?
the gang, innit, bro?
Do you remember that? How did I stop? This year, you know it's 90s, bro.
Trust me, bro. Do you know what I mean? Bro, look at them man at the back, bro. They're topless.
That guy, look at his eyes.
Bruv.
He's
Bruv, you know that guy there? He's off his rocker, bruv. He's having the best night of his life. Do you know what I mean? Trust me, he's not remembering any of this, bruv. He's just remembering.
You told them go into the toilet.
No, I don't tell them. They do that. So what we would do is, because obviously you got, look, bruv, look how steamy it is. You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember that old video of Legion? Oh, yeah. Gorillas in the Mist. Bro, that's what that reminds you of, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Just to kind of clear things up, we didn't take any NDMA or anything. It was purely just wrestling.
It was just wrestling.
Yeah.
There was the gorillas wrestling. Do you know what I mean? And so it was so hot in there. Do you know what I mean? That's why you got some of the guys at the back.
Why was it hot? Because of the body heat?
Body heat, bro, because remember, like, there's no windows or anything. So you've just got like 2 fire exits and they can't even open them because of the sound. So you have to keep the sound in because you have like environmental health coming, checking how loud
and
it is.
And these are legit raves or like
underground? Legitimate raves. And so what the Youth Awareness Program, was in there working because they'd made it a part of the rules and the law that if you want to organize a rave and have a legitimate rave, you would have to have an organization like Youth Awareness Program who were there to work with those people who are raving, you know, and distributing free water, be able to talk them down, part with advice and information. So we used to work with the paramedics.
To them like this, bro? This guy.
No, bruv, if I told you, I got some stories, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Straight up, man. Do you know what I mean? So we used to work with paramedics. People used to collapse on the floor. You understand? Just used to have seizures. You understand? And they would have to stop the music. And then the MC would come on and say, make way for the people. And then paramedics would come in and they'll pick them up. Bro, they're like rigor mortis.
Well, no way.
Straight up. Okay, they're like rigor mortis. They're like that, bro. They're just like seized up.
So
and they would take them into the first aid room and everything, and then just lay them down and just, you know, slowly just let them come back around again and everything.
Do they go back into rave after that?
Some of them, yeah.
No.
Some of them. Bro, it got so mad. We would stop them and we'd just talk to them. We would go around because they'd know after a while. Do you know what I mean? That, oh yeah, Youth Awareness Program. Oh yeah, because we'd be on the flyers as well. Yeah, and you know, person will be Youth Awareness Program for your health and safety and making sure that.
So what did you tell your parents you were going, bro?
No, they knew.
They knew.
My parents knew. Yeah, my parents knew. My parents knew, bro.
It was like 20-something, bro.
Do you know what I mean? But even then, bro, come on, that don't mean nothing, bro.
Yeah, but in the 1990-something, bro, come on, bro.
Nah, bro, you think, you know what I mean?
Think about telling them, like, oh, dad, listen, we're going to go rave. We're not raving, though.
Bro, he'll just think, you're going to do this job? Catastrophe.
Raving?
Raving?
Catastrophe.
You're raving, mad.
Raving? Nah, alhamdulillah, you know what? I was very, very fortunate.
Yeah.
My mum.
Not that it's a good thing.
No, my mum, alhamdulillah, may Allah preserve her. You know what I mean? She, like, because she used to do work in the women's refuge and everything beforehand. Do you know what I mean? My mum never had a long career. It's only for a few years and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But my mum schooled in this country for a year.
Right.
So when she was 15, she came to this country when she was 15.
Okay, right.
So she didn't come in here as an adult and then get married in and all the rest of it. My mum actually went to school here. My uncle, rahimahullah, you understand, he was here from years before. He was, bruv, if you think I sound cockney, bruv, you had to hear him talk. Do you know what I mean?
He passed away?
Yeah, he passed away, rahimahullah, about 9 years ago.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And so he, along with my mum, speaking English and everything, so we could never get away with, like, you know, swearing and cussing in the house because she would understand it all. And I was like, damn, man.
Your mum born here, yeah?
Not born here. She was born in India, but she came here when she was 15 and she went to a school in East London, in Canning Town. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Is it Langdon?
No, it wasn't. It was Pretoria.
Oh, no. Is it still about?
No, not as Pretoria, but the boys' side was called Eastleigh, but that's still about.
Oh, Eastleigh, that's in
Eastleigh, in Canning Town.
Yeah,
Canning Town.
Yeah, actually, I done a program in there, Eastleigh. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that was my mum. Do you know what I mean? And so because of the short career that she had working with, like, sort of like domestically abused women and stuff, and in the refuge and everything, so she was cool. And I think that's really where I got my sort of career path from. So I've been effectively a key worker my whole life.
What did your dad do, bro?
My dad used to work for Ford's. He done 25 years in Ford's, alhamdulillah.
When did he retire?
99.
Why is every Indian old man working Ford?
Because
Why did you say
not
that,
only
bro?
just the Indians, bro, but in the East,
I've heard
because in the
Because in that area, it was
even the
in-
Caribbeans, bro, massive. Even where I live now, bro, Ford built houses for their staff.
Yeah.
Because this is like the 4th time I'm here.
Do you know what I mean?
My
Because
father-in-law worked for
but
Ford as well, man.
Think about it like this, Zach. You've got a multi-billion-pound company. Do you know how much land around them sides Ford owns?
So it's the Ford in Dagenham, right?
Yeah, Ford
Yeah.
Dagenham. Bruv, do you know how big that plot is?
But everything's gone now, isn't it? It's
No,
been outsourced.
bruv, come on, bruv. They still own so much of that land, bro. It's ridiculous, the size of it. Do you know what I mean? So you have to understand that you're this multi-billion-pound company, you're building cars and everything. And my dad used to work on the assembly line.
Oh,
Do you know
no
what I mean?
way.
Yeah.
Same as my father-in-law, bro.
Do you know what I
So
mean?
what do you do? Like put on doors and that?
No. Assembly line was after the cars had been built and everything. He used to go over and make sure that they're all
check.
roadworthy and everything.
Wow,
and then
sick.
he would like
Wicked
have to
pension.
stamp it. Yeah.
Their
Alhamdulillah.
pensions are mad,
Do you know
bro.
what I mean?
Them days are
old,
gone.
Old school, innit, bro? Old money, man. Do you know what I
Old
mean?
money. Them days are gone, man.
You know, alhamdulillah. So
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
So he retired in 99 and alhamdulillah, do you know what I mean? He's what, 22 years now? Alhamdulillah, he's been retired and,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And still going strong, alhamdulillah.
May Allah
Do
preserve
you know what I
him,
mean?
bro.
I don't know about chilling, bro. My dad don't know how to chill.
Yeah, I've seen your
alhamdulillah.
dad, bro. His back's like this, bro.
He don't know how to
His
chill.
back's,
Bro,
you know, like Allah Mubarak, his back's
you know,
like
like
this.
most parents, bro, when they get to an age, it's like, right,
He brought
so
him
I
to the
sit
gym.
down, I just want to watch like a bit of sports now and just relax. Nah, my dad, bruv, watch one game of football, bruv, he'll go out four times, bruv, and say, what was the score? Do you know what I mean? Can't watch nothing with him. Do you know what I mean? He's, bruv, do you know what though? And I think that's what's kept him going.
Yeah.
He's just active.
Purpose,
active.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Alhamdulillah.
Active. Alhamdulillah.
So before we break for Salah, bro, because there's a lot to unpack here. With
There's
this whole
too
thing.
much to unpack.
There's too much, bro.
Too much.
So just to kind of wrap up this whole MDMA situation, so you'd go there in the rave, spray them down.
So we
give
don't
out
just spray them
leaflets.
down. We work with organisers, so we'd have like a certain amount of water allocated to us.
Yeah.
So we would walk around and we'd give out water. We'd go and see some people.
Yeah.
Well, this is how bad it got. Wallahi, I went into a rave one time, was working and everything, and I bucked up with one guy, and we were just talking. Oh, what's happening? You're right. Yeah, we're from Youth Awareness Program. Blah blah. Yeah. I know about you guys. Yeah, you do a wicked job, man. Blah blah. And I'm like, what you on, bruv? He going, bruv, I don't even know. I was like, what? What are you talking about? How can you not know? He went, I saw a pill and I popped it. He saw a pill on the floor, picked it up and popped it. This is how it was,
So
bro.
no thought that, you know, I might stroke out or I might nothing.
Nothing like that.
Was it education or was it just recklessness?
In what sense?
Like, I give you an example. If they knew the dangers of these things,
They all knew the dangers. The same way you pick up a box of cigarettes, brother, and it says smoking kills, smoking can cause cancer, but you still put it in your mouth and light
the
it.
high is
You're chasing that high, bro.
wow.
You're chasing
Like,
that
it's
high.
like,
Mad,
it's like
bro.
cocaine, bro.
What?
Crack,
Any
bro.
drug.
That crack, you take it once, that's it, bro.
Nah, don't believe the hype,
You're
bro.
gonna be a
But it's not, I hear what you're saying, and it is a very, very addictive drug, but there's no evidence to suggest that you take it once and you're hooked for life.
So what? So you just they go there, they give me £50 worth of pills, they stuff it in their mouth, and then they party for 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours, bruv. The raves will start about 9 o'clock and finish at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Man's
8 o'clock
raving
in
at
the
breakfast,
morning,
bruv.
bruv.
That's long.
Bruv, you know where we used to have breakfast, bro? We used to have breakfast in Toddington service station on the M1.
What'd you have, bro?
Just usually have like a little vegetarian fry up, innit? Or
Yeah,
sandwich or
Take
something.
Buffalo,
Bacon side.
Man can't have like bacon and like pork sausages, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's a
But that's how it was, bruv. It was mad.
Were you
It
the
was-
only Muslim in your team?
There were eventually a couple of reverts afterwards as well.
Oh, was it?
Do you know what I mean? But that was one good thing about the organisation, that there was a lot of scope for dawah. And a lot of people, alhamdulillah, through there became Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
You understand?
And on that note, let's just stop and pray Salah, inshallah.
Jazakallah.
All right. And we're back.
Bismillah.
Feeling refreshed, bro?
Alhamdulillah.
Do you want to put your headphones on?
Oh,
bro?
yes, of course, bruv. Is that why you was looking at me funny?
You want to cover those...
There we go.
Satellites.
The struggle of the headphones.
I say it for you, yeah?
The struggle of the headphones.
look what you've done, bro.
What have I done? Was it the other way? I always like to leave one uncovered though.
Somebody's been on raves and things.
Bruv, no, you know what it is? No, but you see, this is why I know you don't know any DJs. Because no
Oh, they put it like
DJ
this,
will
innit?
have two
They hold
ears
it.
covered.
They hold it
You
like
see? It's like usually like that, bruv.
Yeah.
Why though? Just put more fun.
Because they
Because
want to hear the crowd, innit?
you want to hear the crowd, you want to hear what they're hearing, and when you have one ear, that's your next track coming in.
Right.
And so you're mixing it in.
You a DJ, bro?
Come on, my G.
All right, listen.
You don't even know the name I chose for myself.
Oh,
DJ
no.
Bhaijee.
Nah,
He the
bro,
best.
nah. You
No,
don't
no,
even know.
it's DJ Onion Bhaijee.
No, it wasn't. If I told you, bruv,
God,
it's
no one's listening, bro.
a play on words.
Yeah, go on.
You understand? DJ Terrorist. TERRA.
Do you know what? No,
WRIST. Terror-wrist. Come on, man.
Oh, I see.
Where's the wrist, man? You're late, bro.
Bro, if that name
I even
was,
spell it
I
out.
got you, bro.
you know, if that was 10 years later, you'd be in jail, bro.
I know, that's what I'm saying, isn't it, man? It's like, Do you know what I mean?
So he was in the 90s, so it was like...
Yeah, it's all good, bruv. It's all good.
But,
when the IRA were the public enemy number one.
Right, yeah.
So man was all right, innit?
He was an R10, yeah. He was an R10. But the thing is, bro, I never understood the draw to go raving, bro. Like, I just never understood.
You know why? Because you
It's
was
loud.
never... no, it wasn't even that, bro. Because you was... It never really entered your life
Yeah.
like that. Do you understand?
Alhamdulillah, our parents, like, really kind of
And this
gave
is the
us
thing. And this was the thing. Do you know what I mean? I only got involved because of my work thing.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you
Yeah.
understand?
I'm not saying you're going raving, bruv,
No.
but that just talk us through about the... Because obviously you've got the raves were like a place where these kids would go and just... What's the word? What's the word?
Just
you use? Unleash.
yeah,
unleash,
just-
de-stress or whatever.
Whatever, bruv,
I mean,
a lot of them
jiu-jitsu
were...
didn't
bruv,
exist then.
a lot of them were rebelling.
Rebelling against...
You
What were they
understand?
rebelling against, bro?
Rebelling against the system, rebelling against their families, rebelling against also... Bro, I
Was it all
spoke...
middle class?
Bro, it was all classes, all colours, all creeds, all everything. Do you know what I mean? And I remember speaking to, like... Because you have conversation with loads of them. And there was this one girl I remember speaking to. She wasn't even supposed to be in the rave because she was underage.
How old was she?
She was 16.
Whoa.
Bro, the youngest I spoke to was a 14-year-old boy in an over 18 rave.
And they can get in.
Bro, they just...
They don't care, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
The man's serving like speed
Illegal
and
rave
LSD,
anyway,
bro.
Do you know what I mean?
It's an illegal rave anyway.
No, these were legit. These were legit.
Oh,
You understand? But, you know, if you want to get something, you'll get into it, innit, bro? It's as simple as that, really. Do you know what I mean? False ID, this, that, the other, all the rest
So
of
go on,
it.
what
Anyway,
did
so
he
this
say?
girl, what do you mean? So she's 16-year-old, parents are split up, and she's just playing them off of one off the other. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
at
£50
dad's house.
off the dad, £50 off the month. That's her coach travel. That's her drugs. So how much money you got for water and food? Oh, nothing. I'll just take a sip from this one and that one and that one. I'm like, how you living like this, people? Yeah, I got my rave, I got my travel, and I got my drugs. That's it. I don't need nothing else.
Mad.
And this is how they used to come. Bro, you see them, they're like scantily clad. And like, they're like that, bro, because they've got to queue up and it's freezing cold. Do you know what I mean? And like the biggest nights were like New Year's Eve and stuff. So they're freezing. Do you know what I mean? They're like, the skin is just looking like purple.
And you're there with your leather jacket. man.
Bro, leather jacket on my hat, bro. Stand there. Bro, I don't care how hot it was. That was getting worn. I don't business. I don't business,
Man's
bro.
not hot, innit?
Man's
The
not hot,
original
bro.
one.
Trust me, bro. Do you know what I mean?
That was what the jacket you were wearing is those sheepskin.
Yeah, bro. The fly, what they call it, the flying
aviator,
jackets. In it.
aviator,
Yeah.
fly
Do you know what I mean?
jackets, whatever it's
Oh
called.
my
Yeah,
god,
those
bro.
ones.
Do you know
I
what I
used to
mean?
want. You remember the brown ones with the white? Did it have the big buckles on the wrist?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
ones, yeah.
Collar up and everything, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
But you look like, you know what you look like there, bro? You look like them Brick Lane area mans, you know that?
Me and my area boys, yeah, we go to raving and that, yeah. We're gonna do
Bro,
the
I'm
balloons.
just letting
yeah?
you know, yeah.
The balloons.
Hold on.
We're gonna do the nitros.
Hold on,
go
yeah.
vroom.
Listen, which part of me sounds even remotely like that?
I'm joking, not you, bro.
Nah, I'll tell you which part sounds you like that. Go rewind it, bro. Play it. Play it from when he sprayed. Wait, where's the sound?
2-3 times hotter than it's supposed
Go
to
back,
be.
go back, go back.
And it's like,
Go back. Poor guy just got
Man's
sprayed.
feel this guy,
killing
yeah?
me.
You just feel his arm. It's like, that's hot. It's like 2-3 times
No,
hotter than
when he
it's
first
supposed
starts
to be.
talking.
Arm.
When he first starts to...
It needs to come down again.
More.
It's risen to such a temperature.
More.
Spraying these people because
Go back.
I suppose in the kind
This
of
way.
way.
Listen.
I'm
If
spraying
you-
these people because the body heat.
The body heat. That's the bit. That's the bit.
The body
The
heat,
body
yeah?
heat, yeah.
Bro, can I ask
Me
you a
and my boys,
question?
yeah?
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
How many times did you rerun that, bro?
Bruv, I've played it. I'm gonna.
for you to catch that
We're fanboys,
money
bruv.
heat, yeah.
We're fanboys,
We're fanboys, bro. But you know when I look at you, yeah,
You
because
know,
look,
killed me, you know.
brother,
That.
yeah. You know when I look at you, like I must. What year was this, bro?
Like I said, what, 94, 95?
So I would have been
What, 12, 13?
nah. So 95 I was 11, 12, yeah, 11, 11, yeah. But I remember the older lots.
Yeah.
So the guys that were in like year 11 college, yeah, with their tight Machino, remember the Machino jeans and the off-key, do you remember the off-key shirts? Remember that?
Bro, you know what I remember?
The top, and you do the top button there.
You know what I
Go
remember?
ahead.
Waffles.
Waffles.
If you know, you know.
What is it?
This is to the
Google
old.
it, Google
This
it,
is
bro.
to the older
waffles,
listeners
bro?
and watchers. Waffle trousers.
Waffle trousers.
Waffle trousers. You had waffle trousers and Farrahs.
What's that?
Bro, they were actually waffle. You know, like the waffles that you get with your.
Like
Oh, hold on.
What, they come back up?
What's that, bro?
like these.
No. They
No,
were
he's
like,
talking about they're like MC Hammer trousers, right?
No, they were like sort of like drain pipe trousers. But they were like waffle material. They looked like waffles, bro, that you eat the ice cream
Oh
and that
no,
off.
no, he passed me by.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
I remember Spliffy jeans, bro.
Pepe.
No, Spliffy.
Bro. Zoom in.
Yeah, that looks like it.
Man got some. Bro, my eyes are weak, bro. Come on.
They look like waffles.
Yeah.
These ones,
But
yeah.
it was sharp and even tighter than that, bro. Smaller.
And then what? And then what?
yeah,
A
cool.
shirt.
But yeah, then shirt in it, bro.
Like
That's-
Machino shirt or
Oh,
Versace
just
shirt.
white shirt,
Like,
whatever, bro.
type in Spliffy jeans, bro. This is that era, bro. Spliffy jeans. There. Oh my days. Down there. Nafco. Do you remember Nafco, bro?
Nafco.
Oh,
Oh,
my
my
god.
days.
Zach, you might have caught this at the end. Go.
There was that shop on Oxford Street.
No,
The
Tottenham
record
Court
shop.
Road.
The record
Oh,
shop.
Tower Records.
Not Tower Records. On Oxford Street, there was a record. What was it called?
Spliffy jeans.
Brother,
yeah,
people
bro.
used to go there for like Nafco and all them,
Yeah,
like
Nafco,
Avios and all that, bro.
Averex.
Do you know what I mean? All that.
Type in Pepe jeans, bro.
Pepe, Lois. Remember Lois, the bull? Lois.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, Lois jeans, bro.
Pepe.
They were like the creme de la creme.
That's mad, bro. And now they're like Fubu as well.
Fubu, yeah.
Bro, Benetton.
Benetton short.
And you know the thing was, Benetton, bro,
Yeah.
man, rough man
That
didn't
was
even know
like-
about them,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But I used to have a French teacher, Mr. Robbins, bro.
Yeah.
And, bro, this guy always used to bang Benetton. I was like, what's Benetton? And
So
then-
we'd see like for me, like the you'd hear the conversations in it. Like I remember Jungle was like when I was in thing. Remember Jungle FM?
Bruv, let me tell you something
They
about
used to
Jungle.
do some mad raves.
We're actually sitting in the birthplace of Jungle.
Yeah, Hackney, bro.
In Hackney, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Do
I
you,
mean?
you know what Jungle Records was? No. Opposite Medina Mosque. You know the mechanic there?
Oh, yeah.
Jungle
yeah.
Records was right there, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that illegal?
Yeah, it was illegal, bro.
All
Huh?
the-
But that pub.
No, that's Chimes.
no, Chimes.
So
oh,
Chimes was another one,
God.
bro.
Oh,
Chimes every
Lower Clapton, bruv.
other week was someone get shot, bro. Or someone get
well, they
stabbed.
didn't call it Murder Mile for nothing,
Yeah,
did they, bro?
Yeah, it was mad, but it was crazy. 90s in Hack, especially in Clapton,
80s
bro.
and 90s, bro. Bro, you couldn't pay people to come and live here.
Yeah, bro.
Now, them same houses in them same areas are going for like
Yeah.
7 figures.
But when my mom lives, when my mom and dad live,
mean?
yeah. Bro, we had abandoned cars there, but for the
Still there.
No, they're gone now. Obviously, it's all bouged up now,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We got little art,
Gentrified and
little
all that.
gentrified and stuff. But we had like 2 minis that were sitting there for a good 15 years, bro.
Wow. Crazy.
No one even like cared. But anyway,
Every kid used it as their hideout.
yeah, bro. I used to dream. I remember looking through the window. I was like, oh, if I could just like hotwire it and whatever, and I could just drive it around and stuff, innit? But yeah, that was really tough. So
Yeah.
you were like doing youth work when it was mad.
Yeah, in the 80s. But you know what it was? It was when money was still being thrown at those kind of services. Do you know what I mean? And that was like, I think that was the golden era, if I'm honest with you, of like youth services and
But I think
youth clubs and what have you.
2007.
After that, then when the sort of recession and the austerity and everything, and then because they were talking about as well, because I mean I was reading an article and they were saying that when the 2011 London riots happened and everything, you know,
Yeah, let's move on to that now. Yeah,
it was a far bigger thing than just, what happened with Mark Duggan and the shooting and, people just looting and rioting and everything. But you have to understand, but look at all the areas where these, incidents took place. I mean, they're all broke down. They're all none of these young people had any prospects.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not that their prospects have improved any much.
But you know what it is? I kind of fleet back and forth with this, yeah? Because I remember I started working for a youth charity in 2008. So 2007 was when the recession hit, right? The bubble burst,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So 2008, I'm on my first day. We had a project with Lehman Brothers. And we all know what happened with Lehman Brothers, yeah? So I had a project with them, and in that week, I was emailing Lehman Brothers email addresses, and they were bouncing back.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking, what's going on? We didn't hear from them, and then all of a sudden we hear on the news that they've gone bankrupt, whatever it was. Fun fact, Lehman Brothers, you know how they made their money?
Go on.
Slave trade, bro.
Oh, my days.
It's like revenge.
Old money, innit?
Old money, bro. Old money.
Old money, bro.
Yeah. So nice,
And interestingly, reparation only got finished paid, 4 or 5 years ago.
What do you mean reparation?
People got compensated, innit?
No.
From the
Did they?
the slave trade and
Not
that.
all of them, bro.
Bro, your tax money was still paying some of these people off until about 4 or 5 years ago.
You're talking about the slave traders.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the slaves, bro.
No, not the slaves. They didn't get nothing,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
David Cameron. I
Bad luck,
read an
mate.
article.
Bad
David
luck.
Cameron's family. So listen to this one, Zach, bro. Listen to this one. You might want to Google this because I don't want to get my facts wrong. Yeah. But when the slave trade was abolished in the UK, the owners of the slaves were given compensation.
Yeah, big compensation.
That is nuts.
Bro,
Not the slaves.
Big compensation.
And David Cameron's family was one of the families that were...
Bro, but if I'm not mistaken, even, what's his name? Cumberbatch. Benedict
No.
Cumberbatch. Yeah, even his family, bro.
Mad, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Type in David Cameron...
British government borrowed 20 million to compensate
Yeah,
slave owners, which
exactly.
amounted to a massive 40% of the Treasury's annual income, about 5%. The loan was one of the largest in history. When was this?
Bro, this is 1800s or something.
And
So
hold on. How much money?
20 million.
How many years ago?
1800s, bro. So
1800. Now
Right,
you
200
try and
years.
convert
do the
that
maths.
to today money, bro.
So it's like someone... Oh, that is nuts, bro.
Bro,
That is-
you
doesn't
can't
make
even
sense, bro.
enumerate that amount of money, bro. Because they were saying, I remember, in order for Britain to pay reparation to India, for example, for colonialization and raping and pillaging the lands and everything, and taking all their natural resources and everything, it will go into trillions.
Nuts.
It would go into trillions, bro.
So going back to London riots, I can't remember why it was. Oh yeah, because of Lehman Brothers, yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember. So my career started when the what's the call the cut started.
Yeah, the austerity.
The austerity
recession
bill,
and all
whatever
that,
it is, yeah.
look at this, bro.
443,338,095.
That's
Hold
how
on.
much 20 million was back then.
What do you mean today?
Today, yeah.
Yeah, nuts.
How many, multiply that. That's what 10, 20. That's 21 times its worth.
So check that out, bro. Number one trick to cut your electric bill.
21 times.
Number one chick.
It's worth.
What about that, bro? That looks illegal, bro. They always catch
Oi,
you with those things.
If Prince Philip was alive, he'd say that was an Indian man that done that. I remember when he done that,
Prince Philip was...
He was naughty.
He's moving mad, bro. Just straight up, just spitting off the top of the dome every time. So remember, 2008 was austerity. Then 2011 was
The London riots.
London riots, yeah. So I remember the charity that I was working with, I got put on, what's the word? Redundancy.
Mm-hmm.
I put up for redundancy between 2008, almost every year.
Wow.
Think about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Just when I started, there was about 35, 40 people working. When I left in 2016, there was 5.
Wow. And the work didn't get any less,
It
did
was
it?
the same amount of work, bro.
That's the
Actually,
thing.
we had to let go of a lot of projects
That's
because we couldn't.
that's the mad
Yeah.
thing. If anything, your work increased, and that's
I
why
was
you got
doing
rid
so
of the
many
work.
things. I was doing so many things, bro. I was doing.
Well,
the
you became a
IT,
jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, yeah. I used to work with, but the thing is, you know what it is as well, bro. I used to work with youth offending. I used to work, and it was so inefficient, bro, because there was people taking on people's jobs. Like every week, I would get like an email saying, "Yeah, this person, I don't work here anymore. If you wanna, if you've got any inquiries, please contact my colleague."
yeah.
This, you know, those type of emails that you have
All
to
the
send
time.
out to everyone
All the time.
and they were just getting slashed. Youth spending was getting slashed, and then what would happen is we had a lot of holiday hunger. So people actually, the kids, you know what Marcus Rashford was.
Well, big respect to Marcus Rashford.
Yeah,
big
up,
respect.
big up, because this is not something new, bro. Like
Yeah, no, definitely.
back in 2000, I mean, the summer program we used to run, like we used to have to give food because and the parents would. It was mad. It was crazy, man.
Well, I'll give you a story, bro.
Go on.
You know, and because I've done youth work for a number of years now, like over 25 years. Alhamdulillah. Do you know what I mean? In that time, bro, I remember one time I was working in a youth club and we used to just put out biscuits for the kids, you know, come take 1, 2, do you understand, and jog on. Do you know what I mean? There's one youth, bro, must have been what, 8 or 9. He come in, picked up a handful. And I said to him, "What are you doing?" I said, "Think about, you know, your peers, your friends. Do you know what I mean? You know, other people might want to have some biscuits as well. And you're just taking
How
5,
old is
6
this
like that. 8, 9 years old."
Yeah.
And I said, "You're gonna go home and have dinner." Bro, the look he gave me, and I just went,
I bet you learnt something
bro,
from that, bro.
and I went, "You're not gonna have dinner when you go home, are you?" He went, "I went, take the biscuits." Yeah, I said, "Yeah, take another 2." Off you go. And this is it. And this is how it was, bro. And nothing's changed.
And the thing is, you can't believe it, innit? Like in
Bruv,
your head, you can't believe
We're
it.
one of the richest nations on the earth. You know, when you talk about the G7 and all the rest of it, you don't get invited to that party unless you're bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You know, and so with that, when you look at the poverty just in and around the inner London and like these estates and these other areas in the country, bro, because it's not, let's not get it twisted. It's not just about the big cities. Do you know what I mean? It's the suburbs as well. It's, you know what I mean, out in the countryside as well, and wherever there's estates and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And it's astounding the amount of poverty. And then you wonder, why do people go and start stealing? You know, bro, if you look at the London riots, bro, how many people went into the shops and nicked shopping, like food?
Yeah.
Food, bro. When I was watching that documentary, you see people were carrying like baskets, like, do you know what I mean? And 2, 3 man holding it together and walking it home. Maybe that was their shopping for the week, bro.
I mean, I remember.
Do you know what I mean? Sad,
Like,
sad.
I came across in the 10 years I was working. Yeah, I came across. I learned a lot about people in general. Yeah, but also I was like, sometimes we don't value what we have. Yeah,
100%.
So I'll give you an example. Yeah, like you've got a 40-inch plasma TV, you got PlayStation, you got all these things. I'm not trying to say you can't have those things, but you can't eat. It's like, does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, 100%.
I saw it, bro. I was like, for me, I'm trying to think, okay, and it's all this credit. Everything's on credit, bro. So that TV, they don't actually own it, bro. They're paying it slowly. And that money that they would have put to food sometimes goes to that. And by the way, it's not always that way, bro. It's not always that way. But sometimes parents are making, what's the word? Especially sometimes they have kids quite young and they're not taught. So we had to do like financial, what's the word? Financial literacy courses for the parents as well. Because again, they were thrown into a situation. And bruv, and I don't blame them, bruv, because they're surrounded by, imagine Tower Hamlets, yeah? There's a famous statistic. The richest borough in the day, the poorest borough at night. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why is that?
Because if you look at the Canary Wharf is in Tower Hamlets, yeah?
Yeah.
So you've got everyone coming
The
to
Isle of
Canary
Dogs
Wharf.
and
Isle of
everything,
Dogs.
yeah.
Everyone's coming to Canary Wharf.
It became
to
the
work.
capital, like the banking capital of
Yeah.
London, didn't it?
Yeah,
It moved from the
exactly.
city and that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So imagine, but then you've got estates around. So these guys would, obviously, whoever would come there, they'll bring...
Bro, the prostitution, the drugs, bro, all the seediness that you wouldn't want in your area is all there.
And the worst thing about Tower Hamlets is what shocked me is they won't leave the borough. They literally wouldn't. But imagine.
But you know what it
there's
is?
kids
The
that won't
Tower,
even catch
but
the
you know what it
tube.
is?
Everything's there.
But not only that, but Tower Hamlets has that history from hundreds of years
Yeah,
ago
yeah.
because of the docks.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Because
know
why
what I
would
mean?
you think about
So
Tower
they would
Hamlets,
just come
yeah?
and settle there, all like the sailors and this and that. And so when you've been on sea for how long, do you know what I mean? You know, they're men, they're gonna be missing out on certain things.
Oh, you're
So,
talking about the
You know, the whole
vices,
yeah.
vices, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so
But I'm saying like today, yeah.
well, Hackney was like that, bro.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
know what I mean?
Like, but if you look at today, how is a kid that lives in 2021 not leave their borough?
Yeah, man.
Do you know how
Do you know
common
what I'm
it is?
saying?
Do you know how common it is
It's
though?
so common.
Some
bro.
don't even have a
so
passport, bro.
They don't know. I remember we used to do
Bro,
a course.
hold on.
Forget
Hold
passport,
on.
bro.
Can I just say, bro, if you're under 16, under 18 in a full-time education, you got free bus rides.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no excuse.
yeah.
You can catch a bus from Hackney, take you all the way to Ilford, the 425.
Yeah.
Bro, you go through Hackney, you go through Newham, and you're in Redbridge, bro. You know what I mean? You travelled half to London.
But even things like, for example,
Do you know what I mean?
so Bhaijee, what I was, one of the projects that I did was, I used to try and, like, do you remember that London Challenge we used to do?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember.
So we used to have this challenge
That's
where,
pretty good.
like, I would give them 25 sites around London, and in a team they'd have to go and visit every site, and each site, depending how difficult it is to get to, you'd get points basically. And the whole reason why we did that is just to get them around London.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're in your area all the time, yeah, there's so many free things that you can do. Go visit a museum. Go and there's art galleries. There's all sorts of stuff around
Bro,
London. That
you
you
know,
can go
one
to.
of the best experiences of my life, and this is going to sound quite cringe, was when I worked in McDonald's.
Yeah.
I worked in McDonald's, bro. But to check the two McDonald's I worked in.
Which one?
The one opposite Tottenham Court Road Station,
Okay.
yeah, and in
That
Tower
was
Hill.
Central, bro.
Yeah, and Tower Hill when they opened Tower Hill.
Yeah.
But the beauty of working in those two branches was that you had people, number one, from all over London.
Yeah.
And number two, you had a lot of international students,
yeah.
and, you know, coming and working and
But
having
even
working
working there,
visas
right?
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
Bro, the amount of foreign, you had like Chinese, you had French, you had Spanish, you had Portuguese, you had all sorts, bro.
I want a man.
All sorts. Do you know what I mean? You know, but they all came in legit, bro. They all came in legit because they
And
came
they're
in
paying big money to study here as well.
big money, bro. So they got
They
a
get charged a different rate, innit?
Oh,
International
bruv.
people.
I think back then uni was free, no?
No,
not for them, not for international.
Oh, not for international?
No, and even that, yeah, you did, but it was grant. It was a grant thing, wasn't it? You had to qualify. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't
But
just.
again, like, so I remember seeing in those between 2008 and the London riots, there was growing pressure on youth
Yeah,
services.
massive.
Well, I'll give you an example. One case study. Yeah, there was a guy who came out of prison. Yeah, had one ear missing, bro, like one ear cut off, and his mum was a drug addict, and his father was like he had 25 kids or whatever. It was like from South London, yeah, and he in prison he learned. He basically wanted to set up a removal company. So this guy was about 24 at the time. Yeah. So I was running this program where he applied for it. So it was about learning skills to run a business and stuff like that. Yeah. So he applied to come to the course. And as soon as I saw him, I took a liking to him because he seemed, I didn't know he literally came out of prison. And about 3 weeks later, he was on the course. Yeah. So he would come from, I can't remember, I think it's Brixton or something, I can't remember exactly where he was from. Streatham, yeah. And I started speaking to him, and then he told me, like, you know, he went to prison and stuff like that. And anyway, long story short, he kept on getting in trouble. So what I was saying to him, I said, look, you need to move out your area because you're in your area. There's all your guys. Yeah, you're gonna just get drawn back into the madness that you're gonna be. And he was trying, but honestly, he was trying his best to stay out of trouble. And someone that didn't even actually get a good start in life as well. It's not someone who's like has got both parents, you know, and you know the ideal situation.
Yeah, of course.
So this guy was like, he was living in foster care, all this like, of his heartbreaking story. Yeah. So listen to this, bruv. Yeah. So I spoke to the CEO. I said, look, yeah, this guy, we had a law firm. I'm not going to mention it here, but a big law firm that used to do the pro bono work for us. So I said, look, can I have your permission to approach this law firm and put pressure on the council to move him, yeah, and get him to an area where. So listen to this, bro. Yeah, they wrote one letter, bro, with their head. The council not only moved him, yeah, they gave him $3,000 to furnish his flat. They drew down some grants for him to furnish his flat. So anyway, it was about 1 week before he moved. He went out with his friend, got drunk, blinded a taxi driver in one eye.
Oh, my day.
Back in prison. But this time he's doing the whole bird.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what's that called? So you're out on
license.
You're out on license.
Yeah.
So what?
So
can you just tell everyone what does that mean when you're out on license?
It means that usually what would happen is that you have, let's say for example, you got a 4-year custodial sentence in court. So you got 4 years. So you'll do half in prison. This is as an adult, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
So you do half in prison, and then the other half you would do in the community. So you'd have to go probation services maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on the risk that you pose.
Yeah. So he I think he got done for armed robbery, bro.
So he would have done a long stretch.
So he done I think 6 years or something, 4 years or something. I can't remember exactly what the. So he was out on license,
committed a further offence, got recalled,
got
convicted,
bro,
and then they would have added
more.
Made him
so for that crime plus whatever you've had to finish.
I'm not. I don't know exactly how the adult services work, but if with regards to you,
so 25 would have been
but still
right?
adult. 18 you're adult.
Yeah.
But with young people, how it works is if you commit an offence while you're serving a sentence for another offence, you get done for the new offence and you get done for the old offence as well.
So, bro, I was so angry. I was like, I told you.
His friends are fools as well, bro. Man.
No, but like, no, you can't blame his friends.
No, as in, if you are actually good friends, bro, you would actually say, yo, listen, you just come out of prison, bruv.
Who knows, bro?
And that guy is dumb as well because he's like, you know what, these guys, they're not good for me. Stay away, bro.
Look, don't trust yourself, innit?
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? And bro,
was he the one that blinded the driver?
Do you know what? He was the one that punched the driver and blinded him.
Oh, okay. Because I'm saying sometimes you have a situation where
you
say there's us four, and two of you get caught up in something, and the other two are just watching, not involved, but you get guilty by association.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention one little bit about before this happened. The reason why I said to him you have to move away was because, well, firstly, I remember he used to come late every day to the course, and I used to reprimand him, bro. I was like, what? And he wouldn't tell me. So why are you late? And then eventually, he'd tell me, I walk it from Streatham to Tower Hamlets, bro.
What?
Yes, bruv.
Right, that's a trek.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me, bro? So we paid for his travel. But the problem is we'd give him money for travel and he would go and spend it on food.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because he didn't have food in his house.
Of course.
So I'm like, okay, you don't have food in your house. Let's get you some food.
What's more important, bro?
But then I was like, this guy's trying to hustle me or something, bro. I think, because don't spend money on food on something else, innit? So he wasn't being forthright with me, innit? So, and then one day, so I realised what was happening.
Did he tell you he was spending the money on food?
No, he didn't. I even gave him money from my own pocket. Yeah? Then I found out what happened was once his mum robbed him. He wouldn't give her money because I told him stop spending. So his mum tied him up, bruv.
What?
Bruv, listen to this. She got 3 of her, drug addict friends. They tied him up in his house. They stole everything that they could sell. And then this is the weird one. He goes to me, put mayonnaise on my windows. I was like, what?
You know, this story is going left.
Bro, they put mayonnaise on his windows, and then he had to leave. He had to sleep in the graveyard. It was so, like, there was a lot happened between. That's why I said, you know what, we need to get you out of this place because you're not safe, and it's something that that's the reason why. I just remember that's the reason why I told him to move. But the reason why I'm saying this is we couldn't get any funding for what, like, you know, someone like that, they need to be out of that the area that they're in. Now, just to kind of, let's zoom out a little bit, yeah? So you've got London, yeah? You've got densely populated city. You have stripped down youth services. Schools are already on the brink, bro, because, you know, like, you've worked in schools, bro, yeah? Like, there's some schools that have specific drug work. There's so many things going on as well. It's not like some of the schools are just teaching.
Ugh.
So yeah, let's go back to the riots quickly. Yeah. So there was this like tension brewing. Like I saw it, bro. I saw it like,
bro, like a pressure cooker, innit?
It was like a pressure cooker,
like a volcano, bro. Eventually, it's gonna give.
I couldn't touch it. I couldn't say to you, this is the reason why.
Bro, there was a magnitude of reasons, bro. It's not just one thing.
So many things.
Bro, remember, austerity had kicked in 4 or 5 years before that. Right, cuts are happening, so people have got less things to do now. Do you understand?
The whole hug a hoodie. Do you remember all that madness?
Do you remember?
Hug a hoodie?
Yeah,
Do
bro.
you know what I mean?
What's that?
David Cameron was like, what
was it
all
Cameron?
that about, bro?
Was it Cameron?
Where you got to hug a person with a hoodie on?
Yeah, basically, like, you know what I mean, like, to try and win them over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, instead of like ostracizing them.
And then
the
next day, there was a guy in a hoodie. Remember, like flipping him off, and then it was like this big. It was a photo opportunity. And he was going to speak to people, and there's 2 guys with the hoodies flipping him off on the camera.
Only in the UK, bro.
Yeah,
Only.
right.
Do you know what I mean?
And they were just gun.
The thing was though, bro, if you look sort of Tower Hamlets, because this is where we're based, Tower Hamlets, Newham, Hackney, do you know what I mean? Bro, these are such run down areas, bro. They're some of the most impoverished.
Not anymore, bro.
Bro, even if you look at it, like, in order to get free food, like from school dinners and that, do you understand? You know, there's certain things that you have to fit criteria. Yeah. Why is it that these areas have some of the largest numbers?
Yeah, you're right. I'm saying they're not run down anymore.
Run down in the sense of, bro,
there's
it's
a
massive
poor population,
but
that, by the way, have been driven out.
Yeah,
in the last 10 years.
When I say run down, bro, I'm not talking about the gentrified parts.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is, even though with the gentrified areas, right, if something was to happen in that area, bro, I guarantee you, yeah, within the next couple of minutes, bro, them feds are going to be all over it. But if it happens in one of the estates, you can wait half an hour, 45 minutes, bro. Nobody ain't coming. Do you understand?
But it's normal, by the way. Like,
of course that's
I
normal.
live in the state, yeah.
Of course that's normal, bro.
Bro, there's. I'll give you an example. I remember I met one of the local boys I grew up with. I said, bro, where is everyone, man? I was chatting to. You know who he is. I don't want to mention his name on the podcast.
Area boys, yeah.
I was chatting. Where is everyone, bro? He goes, they nicked 45 people in the ends. On some mad, like they were doing some mad moves.
Yeah.
And
they do those things.
You probably know them, by the way.
They do them stings, innit?
I'll talk to you about it off camera, but you know them.
Probably.
Because you work in Hackney
youth offending,
right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely a couple of them, like just recent in where I live, got nicked for this massive conspiracy, bro. There was like good 30 and they were all in it together. And I'm like, wow, look at this.
It's crazy.
Like, honestly, there was like peace on the streets, bro. And no neeties in the area as well. I was like, there was no...
What does that tell you?
Crackheads anywhere. Like before, do you remember like growing up, do you ever see crackheads?
Nah, bro.
Bro, I'd never see, where I lived, never see crackheads.
Bro, now there's a bando on my mum's road.
So if you can explain to everyone what a bando is, bro.
Oh, so like a crack then, bro, where they cook up the thing. Like, imagine that, bro. The guy's just there like bait as well. He just doesn't care.
And the people just go in, brother.
And
just
police, they just go in.
The thing is, though, we think that the police don't know. The police know, but they think to themselves.
Yeah, but then there's the other side of the spectrum, yeah, where I was watching this documentary. Don't judge, yeah, but Channel 5. Nobody watches Channel 5 anyway, but it was something called Code Zero. where police are now afraid for themselves because they said like 50. I think I don't know the statistics here, but
Watch that.
50% of police are getting like murked, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but
beaten up.
you look
There's
at
one guy who was in the car. He stopped him while the officers taking him out the car. The guy just drove off, bro. And the police.
I saw that. But okay, I'm gonna jog your lot's memory in Leighton when that police officer stopped that van with that guy,
with the machete.
bro, and he chopped him
That was
up,
on there,
bro.
What?
Bro, he chopped up this police officer, bro. Bro, he chopped him in his head, chopped him in his shoulder. Bro, very, very fortunate to even be alive. No. Fortunate to be alive. Bro, it doesn't make a difference what he was. Do you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is that, look, police is a very high-risk job. Yeah. Do you understand? You know, and
also they get given toothpicks as well, bro. Like, do you know what I mean, bro? Imagine losing with weapons.
Tasers, bro. They got tasers, bro.
And another thing as well, no martial arts training, bro.
just mad, innit, bro?
No, seriously, it makes no
Back
sense
in the day,
to
there
me.
was.
Although,
Nah, bro.
although,
What are you talking about?
although,
Police academy.
No, bro.
although, I know
You need
one brother.
close combat training.
No,
bro.
I know one brother who trains up a certain police force. You understand, in jiu-jitsu and things like that.
Yeah, but
Do you know what I mean?
It's not
It's
compulsory.
it's not compulsory, and
compulsory.
it's extremely, extremely rare.
Yeah.
And most police
you know what I mean?
officers are a bit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is.
Like, they can't run.
They can't run. But look, if you watch this documentary that came on the BBC iPlayer about the London riots and everything, and when you listen to that the police officers sort of account of what happened, bro, you can hear the fear. Even after 10 years, you can hear the fear in their voice. I thought, this is it.
They weren't trained for that kind of stuff.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro. I don't think they were trained.
I don't think you can ever be trained for that. I don't think you could ever be trained for a man coming at you with a machete, bro, or someone
Or like
pointing
a
a gun
slab.
at you.
One guy was saying they threw a pavement slab at him, bro. You know those?
What?
He was in the van, and they chucked a pavement slab like it went through the windscreen, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, the people's had enough, bro.
But
Yeah, but you know what it is? There's
had enough, bro.
nah, bro.
Okay,
There's
but
protesting.
what have you had enough of, bro? Why?
Just
Look,
injustice,
at the end of the day,
I think that there's a lot of frustration.
frustration.
But they're also like, how's your kid 12 and you don't know where he is, bro?
exactly.
I'm sorry. How's your kid 11? The youngest kid that was tried was 11 years old,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
or 12 years old.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I remember, bro, live. I remember.
Bro, I
Zach,
wouldn't
were
be
you-
surprised,
were you
bro.
about?
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I was at work, bro. I was like, how the hell am I gonna get home,
It just like, we're quick in it.
Yeah.
bro? And the thing was, we
Then it became cash after. Do you remember it became
bro,
casual?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
bro. Can I
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna go
bro,
outside and get some-
but
get
can I,
some
no,
trainers.
but can I just say
It's
one
nuts.
thing? Because when I was watching that documentary and I was asking my wife, I said, you know, when this happened, I swear it was Ramadan, wasn't
It
it?
was Ramadan, bro.
And I had to check my calendar.
was.
Do you know what I mean?
Grenfell was in Ramadan as well.
Bruv, and I said, that's another story.
Yeah.
But I just think to myself, you know what? Alhamdulillah, it was Ramadan. Do you understand? Because most of the Muslims weren't about that.
Yeah.
And the story of that brother who lost his child.
Oh my god,
Do
I
you know
was
what I
telling
mean?
you about.
That
Wow.
was
Did he find him?
his son. No,
I
like
told you his son
died.
got
He
run
died.
over.
He got run over, bro. He got killed. And then the people who allegedly done it got let off because of a miscarriage of justice.
In the riot, yeah?
Yeah, in the right, bro. In Birmingham.
So some people took that opportunity to settle vendettas, bro. Like,
But I think that wasn't
Like
that though. I don't
perfect.
think it was even that,
So
bro.
what do you
Because I
reckon
think
that
what it
was?
was, because what the brother was saying was that the people came to them because him and his children can look after themselves.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
boxers and stuff.
Yeah.
And say, look, you know, you have to help us out and everything. And if I'm not mistaken, that something similar happened in Stoke Newington where the people in the shops they armed themselves up
The kebab
and they
shops.
said, listen, you ain't coming in here.
bro, let me tell you something.
Dalston was locked
Let
up,
me
bro.
tell. Were you with me that day?
Yeah, Dalston
Zach, were
was
you with me
locked
that
up,
day?
yes, man.
Bro, we were in the car. Shout out to Alibaba in
bro.
Dalston. They were out with their choppers, bro. They were out on road with their choppers.
Don't come
And,
next to my shop.
Bruv,
break
you
my
don't
shop,
even
I
come.
break your face.
bro,
Standard.
I'm not having it, bro. And I remember on Lower Clapton, I was taking a brother from Tarawih home, yeah? Like, he actually had iftar at my house. I was taking him home, yeah?
What a lucky guy.
Yeah, bro.
We don't get to go.
Jeez.
Hey, listen, stop being... I don't even know you, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Who are you? Can't see
Bro, you were like 13 at the time. How old were you call 11, bro? You're like 12 or something. How old were you? But check this out. So I'm driving Lower Clapton. You know where the Jet petrol station is in Lower Clapton?
Yeah.
So I'm driving past it, and then the meat
Police
those,
van, yeah.
those meat wagons, where we
Yeah,
call them.
police van.
Police van. It overtook me. It dropped, and then I see it do a U-turn, and it just
Bombed it back the other way.
just bombed it back the other way. And then I see like vans backed up against the shops, so the back of the doors.
Okay.
And the guys were just emptying their shops because they knew they were gonna get like.
Raided.
But
How long did it last for, bro?
I feel it was about, was it
7
5
days.
Yeah, 7 days.
But you know what I don't understand?
But it started off very, very
boss
small.
man down the road. Boss man down the road, yeah. I'm living and I'm gonna go and raid his shop, bro. And then the next day I got the cheek to go and get some milk. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? What are you doing, man? Are you lost?
Bro?
Huh?
He's just trying to make money, bro. Why are you gonna shoot him?
That's your community, though.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, innit? This was the mad thing about it is that, all right, everyone's got gripes. Nobody's happy. We all wish our situation was better. You understand? That's just human nature. You understand? You know, you got one mountain of gold, you want a second. Do you understand me? However, when you start imploding and you're taking it out on your own
You're
community,
punching your own face, bro.
bruv, it reminds me of Abbas Brittani from Four Lions. When he punches himself in the nose. Bro, look, what the kuffar coming out your nose. Do you know what I mean?
But you see what I'm saying?
But
See,
it's like
I'll
that.
give
It's
an
like
example.
you shoot, like they say that it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot,
Yeah.
bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. I'll give you an example. I live on an estate, yeah, that's brand new. I was one of the first people to move in, yeah. So this estate was built on a timber yard. So when I was growing up, yeah,
Wasteland, isn't it?
it was a wasteland, bro. Like literally that area, it was just, we used to cycle down and just cycle around that area and come back. It was a wasteland, bro, yeah. You know where the next Lewis College is, all that area. That never existed
I remember.
before. Anyway, so I moved in now, and then family start moving. Bruv, you see it now, yeah?
Mash up,
Bro, I'll give you an example, yeah? These young guys with their cars, bruv, you just see, like, firstly, littering.
Our own people, then, by the way.
Yeah.
They live on the estate, yeah? So you're sitting there, so they got their little Hennessy and Coke or whatever, and they're sitting there drinking and smoking or whatever.
Doing
Bruv,
balloons.
doing balloons, doing all, and they're just sitting, and they're just wasting their time, yeah? Littering. Bruv, I'm not, bruv, if it was like one bag or whatever, the whole car park is full of junk food, just throwing it on the floor. Kids just breaking things, bruv. The bins, yeah, like, bruv, I'm telling you, I'm like, and I see parents, I know the kids as young as 5 running, bruv, the language they're speaking, bruv, like
it's just-
effing and blinding, bruv, fighting, like, and their parents are right there, bruv. They're watching their kids play, yeah.
But they have to get it out of their system.
So like, I'm like, raw. You're creating an environment. I'm like, if you live, you should take some pride
in it.
yeah. Things like
They're repping their postcode, though.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I'm
30.
gonna kill for my postcode, but you can't pick up litter, bruv. I know I sound like a proper granddad, yeah. But
Not at all, Ruff.
But honestly, yeah, like, take some pride in where you live.
If you're taking that much pride that you go and shank up a man because of your neighborhood,
for a postcode,
so what?
bruv?
You
Get
can't.
out of here, man.
But let's not forget, it's a postcode that you was told, or your parent was told to go and live in,
Yeah.
or they're coming off the housing
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
You understand?
You were put there because you don't want to.
Because there's no choice in the
It wasn't
matter.
a choice, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So you're there just because, innit?
You don't even rep that in, bro.
Every
Your
week,
mum's the one
police
who
come
pays
in,
the
bro.
council
Police come in doing rounds, bro. Like we're we're in some sort of like.
tax. District 9.
Yeah, and I chat to the guys in the thing. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? If you're gangbanging at 35, man, you got to ask yourself one like real serious questions, man. Seriously, bro.
You know what
But
it is?
you want to scare them, bro. You want to scare them. Ask them to read a book out loud, bro.
And interestingly, I know, and
Go read a book out loud,
No,
bro.
but hold on. But interestingly, let's look back at the footage that we saw and what we know about what happened during that period of 7 days, and what kind of places got raided. I mean, we all can picture those JDs that were getting
I remember
raided.
seeing them stomping. Remember kicking the door down, like
All sorts,
enraged, like animal,
like
bro.
you know, curries and
Yeah.
all these places that were getting their, clothes were getting tea from different shops and shopping and boss man shop up the road and all the rest of it. That's when you thought to yourself, I should have had a bookshop.
Yeah,
Because not a single bookshop got touched, bro. A single bookshop got touched. Do you know what I mean? And that tells you something.
And the thing is, look, I got love for the man, them. Don't get me wrong, bruv, yeah? But I got to call you out on your madness, innit? Bruv, seriously, I'm not here trying to, like, talk down to people and stuff, but, bruv, you're my people, innit? I grew up with you guys. We grew up together, shoulder to shoulder, went to schools. You same with you, bruv.
You know what the mad thing is, though, bruv? All right,
we love you guys, but, bruv, you're moving mad, bruv.
But
You're moving crazy,
but
man.
let's just look at it this way, right? And, all right, you're about that life.
Yeah.
Cool. You're about that life. You make it. You're shotting. You're making your money. And then you want to go and buy a house and you want your mums to move in there with you, your madre and whatever. Bruv, do you think your mum wants to come anywhere near anything that you bought with that money?
Maybe.
Nah, bruv. You know, you get the odd one that comes in and goes out and it's just a slip. It's a blip in their life. And you know what? Some of them, they go on and do amazing things. I know, you know, people that are playing professional football now.
No way.
Yeah, bruv. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's just, you know, you get caught up in the madness, innit? And like I said to you before, bro, I feel sorry for the kids nowadays because you could do something, get caught up in a little something, and you know what? You're
That
getting
whole
done.
thing about, you know, what's that thing that law?
Do you know what I mean?
by association?
Yeah, guilty by association, and like, you know, it's just so much easier now. But back in the day, bro, you could do all manner of madness, brother, and you know what? You get a little slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? And go home and behave yourself.
Also,
You know what I mean?
another thing as well, Bhaijee, yeah, and I think, I don't know how often this happens, yeah, but just to give the listeners and the viewers a bit of an understanding of what happens if you don't live in these type of areas, yeah. You're living in this area, bro, yeah. You're a good guy. You go to school, yeah. You study. Someone starts pressing you in the end.
Well, okay, let me explain to you what
Go
a
on.
press is, bro. It's this simple. Where you from?
Yeah, that's it.
That's called a G check.
Yeah,
Straight away. Sometimes this used to happen. They take a picture and they send it to a WhatsApp group or whatever, and everybody will see that picture. And then depending on the responses that they get, you either get what's coming or you get let off.
yeah,
They might rob you if you got a phone or something on you.
yeah.
But it's so common for young people
now
to
think
get
about
G
it, yeah?
checked.
Yeah, but we used to get G checked all the
So
time.
what
bro.
happened? So what happens is that, and if you're getting robbed in that as well, you're getting a little few licks in that because people might be a little bit bored and say, you know what, I'm going to give them a few licks anyway. Do you understand? Because it's about reputation.
Yeah,
So now, I don't want that to happen to me again.
exactly. Now, what do? Do you hold those licks and be quiet? Because it's going to happen again and again and again. Now your brain starts working.
So now do you think, all right, I'm
What do I
going
do?
to start having certain friends. Do you know what I mean? There's protection in numbers, isn't there?
This is it.
And then you think to yourself, all right,
Everyone, and by the way, everyone who lives in an area is 1 or 2 or 3 steps away from someone that's about it. Bro.
yeah. And then it's
See what I'm saying?
very
Ask
easy.
one guy, then one guy. All of a sudden,
And-
you're connected, bro.
And not only, don't forget the connections, brother. Then you think to yourself, you know what? Nah, I want to start arming up.
Yeah.
So you take your mom's kitchen knife and you're putting it down your trousers. And twos, you're not about that life. So you stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, young man, we just want to stop you.
Yeah.
Have you got anything you shouldn't? Yeah. Done. Possession of an offensive weapon.
And that's if the police catch you.
Yeah. Well,
Now, if you get
just
wrapped up again in a dumbness, that could be even worse.
that, bruv, and research shows you that majority of people that get stabbed with their own weapons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're not about look. It's easy to pick up a knife. It's another thing to use it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the aggressor and you're not about that life, understand what's going through your head.
Nothing.
Bro, on the contrary.
What do you think?
Bro, I think they are under immense pressure. And that's why you fumble. And it's then you become disarmed. The other guy picks it up and he's in flight or fight mode.
Well, both of you, bro.
Yeah, you are,
It's
but
like
he's
you're-
probably even
when you're in
more.
that moment-
But he's probably even more. You know why? Because he's the one that's got the weapon pointing at him.
Yeah.
You understand me? So it's like kill or be killed. Nah, cuz I'm not getting killed. I'm gonna do the killing. So what ends up happening is you have 2 lives completely wasted.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
for what?
including.
And
That's
for
not
what?
including
The
the families.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you
that hadith that
understand?
you put up the other day, bro, in your status. The one who killed and he wouldn't know why he was killed. And
Yeah.
the one who killed doesn't know why he killed.
Yeah. And are we not in that time, bro?
We're in that
You know when we
time.
talk about repping the ends and that, bro? Bro, you know, this goes back how many years? You know? Do you know what I mean? It goes back to like the 90s this time. You understand when all this like gang stuff all kicked off,
But
80s
even, bruv,
and 90s.
I
Do
grew
you know
up
what I
in the
mean?
gang stuff, yeah. Like, alright, it was never. Now it's postcodes, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Before it was
but
like
you know what? It's like anything.
Tottenham,
Okay,
Hackney,
let me explain.
whatever,
I grew up in the 80s. I call myself a child of the 80s, even though I was born in 72, because I came into sort of, you know, an awareness. You know, you usually come into some kind of awareness from like sort of 9, 10, 11 onwards, you understand? By which time it was the 80s. And, brother, the area where I'm living in now, brother, I can tell you for nothing, you wouldn't dream of going in that area.
Yeah.
Because it was so notoriously racist. You understand? And alhamdulillah, time has moved so much that, look, I'm now living in that area.
Are you talking about
Raynham.
Raynham, yeah.
Raynham in
yeah,
Essex.
Raynham, you're getting.
Bruv, Dagenham. Forget Raynham, even Dagenham, bruv. Bruv, I grew up in a time.
How long do we have? How long have we been on?
2 hours.
Together, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. We've got about 10, 15.
So,
Let's wrap it up.
so you got, so, you know, I
Sorry
grew up.
to cut you,
no,
bro.
no, not at all, bro. I grew up in a time where, you know, people used to come out packy bashing.
Yeah.
You understand? Excuse the, you know, the terminology, but that's what it was. You know, there was end bashing before that, but then they stood up, they revolted, they fought back. Then it's like, all right, let's go to the next one. Then it was the Asians. Do you understand? That's when you had the birth of people like, you know, Newham 7. Do you understand? If you remember who Newham 7 are.
No.
Yeah, this is from the 80s. There was a group of like people, like activists and stuff. So they grew up. And then in Southall, yeah, the Holy Smokes in the Southall. Do you understand? And so you had groups of Asian people that rose up to fight back against the racists. You know, the Altab Ali Park and everything.
Park.
You understand all of that where he died and everything.
Yeah.
So all of this was kicking out in the late 70s, beginning of the 80s. And Asians had enough. The same way they saw the black people rise up and fight against it, you understand? So they rose up and fought against it. So what happened? You beat that common enemy. And then when that enemy's there no more, there's no disbandment.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So what happens is you all turn in on yourself. You understand? So you had Wolverhampton Forest or Wolverhampton fighting with Newham. Newham was fighting with Ilford. Ilford was fighting with this one. And that one is fighting with that one. And this is where a lot of this stuff was born. You understand? And 20, 30, 40 years later, you still got remnants of it. People forget what the original fight was. You understand? And they're lost.
Yeah.
You understand? Caught up in that whole madness. And now, added to all of that, now you're vying for areas and you're selling drugs and it's all about big money. People want to drive fast cars and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? Bro, there's certain areas that you just can't go to. You just can't walk around in because you just don't feel safe. You wouldn't want your children to go in those areas. You know, I'm on, you know, almost my youngest, he's 13, but I'm on him like a hawk, bro. I want you to phone me, I want you to text me when this, I kind of feel sorry for him. Like, let the boy breathe. But you know what? I know what it's like out there, bro. The struggles are real. And, you know, has he been G-checked? Is he getting stopped by the police? Is he going to get caught up in a madness? You understand? You know, are two boys going to beef in this school and then he's going to be forced or pressured into being behind one of them and not the other them, and then the other side are going to see him and they're going to be like, oh, look, bro, he's a snake, he's this, that, yeah. Bro, it's that simple, it's that innocent, it's that ignorant.
Now it's just wrong place, wrong time. Bro.
You understand?
Anybody can get it.
Anybody, bro. Anybody. So, look, if I was to give parents and young people advice, don't be sheep. Don't follow. Be leaders. Have the courage to say, look, I'm not about that life. Parents, talk to your children. Have an open channel of communication. Let's just not be disciplinarians. There is a time and a place, yes. But how many of us sit around a table and have a meal with our children every day or most of the week? Do you know what I mean? You know, even if you can't get the whole family around the table, at least 2, 3, 4, 5, however, how many ever of you? If the men are out because you're going to the gym, Are the women sitting down and eating together? And then when the men are coming back and the boys are coming back, are you all sitting down and eating together? Are you conversing? Are you having conversation? Who was you with today? What did you do today? Do you take an interest? A real interest. I'm not just talking about, I'll send them off to the school, that's at 6 hours. After they come back, we'll send them to the madrasa for 2 hours. After that, we're going to take them to football, or we're going to take them to the gym. That's another babysitting service for an hour, 2 hours. And then we bring them home, feed them, and then put them in bed. That's it, done.
And then there's the other way where the dad's just always out working, bro. And
If you're out working, you're out working. My dad was out working a lot of the
No,
time.
I'm
He used to do
talking
shift work.
all the time, like, you know, like mini cabin.
Yeah.
No, but it's not where you're not. It's when you are home. Are you home?
Are you home?
Bruv, Look, Zach,
Mentally, are you
you know
home?
what? Not everybody's going to have that 9 to 5, 40 grand a year job.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
So in order for you to make that 40 grand a year kind of wage, you might have to, in some jobs, work 50, 60 hours.
But your dad did it, bro.
Do you know what I mean? He
dad
did
did
it. But, bruv, you know what it was? But what you had as well, though, Zach, was that I had people around me.
Takes a village, bro.
You understand? I had people around me that if they saw me, I'll get that clap.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? Or I'll get that reminder, or somebody will report back. Do you understand? Bro, that sense of community is slowly dissipating, bro. It's going.
Everyone's in their own.
Everyone's about themselves, bro.
But Bhaijee, can I just say one thing? Like, basically, I remember there was one moment that I was like, I saw too much of this. I remember, like, I think it was 2012, 2013, yeah, and I went to this school, St. Paul's Way. You know St. Paul's Way?
Yeah.
So these guys must be in their 20s now, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I done a whole summer program and I was with these kids, young Bengali boys. And I, you know when you just observe their behavior and what they're saying and how they're. So I remember, yeah, I took them aside, especially this group. You know when they're thinking, you're just hypesters, innit?
Yeah.
So I took them to the side. I said, listen, let me explain something to you, yeah? You know, these guys, just look at each other right now. You're not going to be friends in 20 years. Do you see what I'm saying? Very rarely, bro. 15, 20 years, you're not going to be friends.
Probably less.
Maybe when you leave school, you probably lose touch. Yeah? Maybe there's gonna be a point where you're gonna separate ways. Now you guys are together. You're in a madness. You're doing stupidity outside. Now I want you to pay attention to something. Yeah. What's the difference between you and someone, a kid your age, same age, yeah, that is good at studying, that studies, that will get opportunities in life? Or, like, what is the difference between where you are now and you being successful in whatever you do? What's the difference? So they were like, oh, their parents are like this, or they have money. It's always money. It's always money. Oh, they've got money, they live in a good area. Does that make sense? All this stuff, yeah? I said to them, look, let me explain something to you, yeah? You don't give me that excuse anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because we have the internet now. You can be whoever you want. You can go on the internet and you can search up all these drill tunes and listen to them, right? You can go on the internet and
Watch a movie.
do whatever. Whatever you want,
Yeah.
you can do it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You need to have the desire to succeed. The desire first, number one. Number two, everyone, by this age, you know what is halal and what is haram, what is good and what is evil.
bad,
You
yeah.
can't tell me you don't know that. You can't tell me that selling drugs is halal, bro. That's number one. You can't tell me, even in secular standards, that it's good either. Yeah? So let's put that to sleep. Yeah? And number two, the world don't owe you nothing. Who says that you have to wear Jordans, bruv? Do you know what I'm saying
Yeah,
to you, bruv?
100%.
They've got this thing in their head like, I need these things, so I'm going to do these things in order to get them.
Entitlement, brother.
Who told you that you need those things, bro?
The sense of entitlement.
This is it.
Do you know what I mean?
And even me, when I was thinking, bro, you look at the material things, why don't I have this? Bro, so what? How is that going to add or take away?
But Muhammad, aren't we guilty of that?
100%.
Look, I can only speak about my own example. I've tried to make sure, as a father, I've given my children the best. Whether that's garms, whether that's food, whether that's a roof over their head, whatever it is, bro. I try to make sure I give them the best. And obviously, their training. Go to the best, innit, bro? Legion.
Easy, bro.
Plug. But the point being is that we all get caught up in that because the flip side of that. If your children are going to a mainstream school and they're not wearing Nike or Adidas, if they're wearing Gola or Dunlop, why are you laughing? That's the exact point.
Firstly,
No,
Dunlop.
but hold on. But the point being,
Slazanja.
bro, but the point is that reaction is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. You understand? But now imagine you're a 13, 14-year-old and you're walking into school with those on.
But are you going to wear Dunlop, though?
No, can I?
But
Are
this,
you going to wear Dunlop?
but this is the point. If your parents buy it for you because they got nothing else to buy,
Nah, my mum used to buy me luminous crepe, bro.
you understand?
No, one second. Can I say?
Because you used to go to an Islamic school, so it's different.
One second.
The rules were different.
What kind of kids are we bringing up? Yeah.
But this is my point.
No, let's put a pin in that for 1 sec. Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of kids are we bringing up that their self-confidence is so low?
Yeah.
Yeah. And bruv, I get it, bruv. I didn't wear Dunlop in school, but I was happy that we had school uniform. Do you see what I'm saying? I think school uniform is an amazing thing
I
because
think that's why they did it, though, man.
yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, that is
Of course,
definitely
bruv.
one of the reasons.
But pressure. Imagine the pressure, bro.
Bro, my daughter was going to a school with no uniform, bro, yeah?
It's stressful, blood.
But I was spending so much money on clothes.
But Zach, do you know the mad
Go
thing
in
was?
there, the
How
paint,
old was
get
she?
paint on the clothes.
But how old was she?
From 3 years old to
Right,
5.
but what I'm saying is, but those children, she could be wearing
Primark or
any
whatever.
rubbish.
Yeah,
They won't know no
Yeah.
difference.
No, they won't know.
That would be in your mind. You want her to
But
wear
can I
the
say
best.
something though?
Paint or no paint on it, bro. She's going in dressed
No,
in
I'm
Chris.
talking about expense, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they got paint on their
Yeah,
clothes.
standard.
and
Bro,
stuff,
do you think
No, but
school...
can I
Hold
say
on.
something?
School-
Who are these kids? This is another thing. Who are these kids? Yeah.
My man's getting riled up
I'm
here.
getting wrong because I'm just thinking back. I'm just thinking back at school. Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Why you?
It's not my
How
fault.
is this kid wearing Moschino, bro? I don't understand. Why are you wearing a 400
Bro,
pound t-shirt?
wait,
I don't
stop. Bro, forget Moschino. Most of them don't even want to wear Moschino.
Whatever,
Bro,
Supreme
it's
or whatever
all, nah,
madness.
bro, it's all LV and
Yeah,
Gucci's
all that.
and all of that now, bro.
Firstly,
All them side bags.
they're
and-
schmoozy, bro. It's not even juicy. Juicy or goosey or whatever it is. They're not wearing Gucci, bro. Get out of here, bro.
It's Flucci from
Yeah, so I see a kid under a certain age wearing Gucci. Get out of it, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? But
But you say that, but if you've got uncles or you've got older siblings and they're about that life, they can. Bro, I know. I've seen many a young person wearing it legit.
yeah.
You can tell the bookie
But
stuff, bro.
Listen, I'm not putting pressure on myself.
No.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
But again, like that is not success, innit?
No, it is.
So as long as you teach your kid what success is, bruv, there was this kid in school, year 7, getting bullied by another. I remember walking past. I must have been in year 10. Yeah, kid was bullying him. You know what the little kid said to him, bro? He looked at him and goes, "One day you're gonna work for me, bro," and he just walked off.
Snap.
That's serious.
I was like, "Wow, that kid had." Bruv, the guy couldn't even say nothing.
Slazanja,
You know, bruv, you know what? It's ingrained into my head because I remember it made a big impression on
Massive.
me.
The confidence,
The
bro.
confidence.
Wow.
So I'm thinking to myself, look, empower children. Let's get rid of this whole kind of, like, as a parent, you know what? Dress your kids deep. Bruv, you can get Nike shoes for like 40 quid, whatever. It's not even about...
Hey, stop giving away my secrets.
So, I know, especially you, bro. Especially you. But it's not even about what they wear. For me, it's more the mental. Good to go back with these kids, yeah. And I kind of like sat them down. I really was like really kind of miffed, bruv. I was like, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you doing it? You know, you don't have to.
But-
Then I started speaking to them individually, yeah. My mum don't speak English. My dad's left my mum. They've all got issues. So
Yeah,
listen,
100%.
So anyway, long story short, bruv, like, so after the summer left, after summer finished, their head of year called me back into the school. She said, "Can you mentor these kids?"
Excellent.
For me, I don't like mentoring, bruv.
Tokenistic.
At the time, I was like, "What's mentoring? I'm just gonna chat to them. What's the point?"
Yeah.
But anyway, I said, you know what? Like, let me give it a try. Anyway, I started mentoring them slowly. And alhamdulillah, a lot, like, I think not all of them, but a good bunch of them got decent GCSE grades and went on to go university and stuff like that. One of them, he was on the verge of getting expelled. Now, I'm not saying it's because of me, yeah? I'm saying that I worked with them to kind of write down, okay, what are your skills? What are you good at? What do you need to get good at? What do you enjoy? Just start to make things a bit more practical. Like, because they want to know practical, okay, I get it, yeah, the world's my oyster, blah, 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 but how do I get there? How do I get to that point? And I would send them, you know, like, to for example, I organised for them to go to the trading floor in Barclays.
Okay,
Yeah, so they sat down with traders. So sent them to different places, and that really started to open their mind. But if you're stuck in your area, and all you're seeing, but by the way, I call them hood grannies, yeah? Because this is what they do. Do you see my man, he got this, and do you see this guy bought this thing, and that's all they're doing all day. They're just talking about other people. And now it's on Instagram, they just see each other on Instagram.
And snap and all that.
And all that rubbish, yeah? And that's all they're doing. It's just like, so just replace that with, you know, practical things that they can...
But all that social media and watching people and everything, bro, it's just, it reinforces that false life, bro,
it's
and
fake,
that
bro.
Fakeness. Do you know what I mean? You know, bro, I'll go one further. I was same area, similar thing. You understand? And I was delivering a session. I was talking because back in the early 2000s, gangs were bad in Tower Hamlets, bruv. It was bad in Tower Hamlets, bruv.
I remember, bro.
Man, get chopped up in all sorts and the chili sauce and all the rest of it.
Chili sauce?
Yeah, bruv, I'll tell you about it offline. No, bruv, it was bad. It was bad, bruv, because it would scar you,
Right.
and them scars ain't closing. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible, bro. It was really horrible. Do you know what I mean? And I remember I was doing this session, and there's a group of them. So I told one to stand up there, and I told one to stand up there. So I said, "Where are you from?" He gave me in the area. I said, "Where are you from?" He gave me the area. And I said, "What's to say that you ain't related?" They started laughing. I went, "Why are you laughing, bro? It's not funny. What part of this do you think is funny?" He went, "No, I'm laughing because he's actually my uncle." But they were about the same age.
So they're
repping
beefing?
different ends.
Or they had beef?
Do you know what I mean? They're repping different ends. Do you know what I mean? You know? And you see that because this one's cousin lives in that area, that one's cousin lives over there.
Yeah.
And if you in that life, you get caught up.
But what I don't understand, this is something I didn't get, yeah? Because I worked in Taiwan for 10 years, bro. Bengalis became, I had to do a certification in being Bengali, bruv. Yeah? All of that, bro. All of that. What I didn't get is their parents are living one life. And again, I'm generalizing. I'm generalizing it. I'm not saying every single family, yeah? But it's my experience. And I'm pretty sure if you go to the ghettos of France, the Algerians are doing the same thing.
And the Moroccans.
And the Moroccans and the Senegalese. And the Cameroon.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's just because Tower Hamlets is full of Bengalis. That's the only reason why, yeah? And it's got the same kind of ills and poverty.
Well, you got it now, bro.
conditions.
Now you got it with the Somali community.
Big
Big time, bro.
Yeah, so you're looking at,
what I mean?
you got the parents and then you have the kids. But either the parents know what's going on and they turn a blind eye, or they don't know what's going on. They have no idea
Completely
what's going on.
just oblivious to it. But you know what it was, bro? Back in our day. Now I think.
No, bro, it doesn't make sense.
But you know what it is?
I'll give you an example.
But Zach,
Let's give you one last example.
But you know what it
Bhaijee.
is, Zach? It's they're older.
Some of them, they don't speak English.
They don't speak English. And you know what? Kids
But
are
how
getting.
can you not know?
But because you know why?
smell,
I'll tell you
can't
why. No, because what it
How do you
is.
smell?
No, but
Yeah.
that's if
Like,
they're coming.
You're gonna come in high and
Yeah, but
They don't know what high is.
Bro,
How they gonna know
the
what
thing
high
is, bro,
bro?
you could shove a couple of flipping extras down your throat, bro, and you know what I mean. That can go. That's easy peasy. Oh, why are your eyes red? Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna go sleep.
What? He got a flashy car. Where's the bunny come from? He's got.
Do you think he's parking outside his house? But I'm telling you, bro. Like,
But remember as well that there's some of them. They're happy with that life and they're happy with that money because it's taken them out of that poverty. Do you understand? They're rare, but it's happened.
I'll give you an example. They
understand?
did a street festival, yeah? I think it was in Camden.
Boisaki.
Huh?
Boisaki.
What's that?
Imran, come in.
Amela.
Hey, put the camera on him. Imran's gonna explain to us Boisaki,
What's
bro.
boy shaki, bro? What is it? What is it though?
Imran's got a float every year, bro.
What is it, like fishing? It's like, what?
No, go on, Imran.
It's like a festival and a carnival.
Yeah.
Is it like a Turkish one in Newton Green?
Why don't you just let him
It's like a
talk?
mela.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
People want to hear. People want to hear Imran talk.
And then they have stores with traditional food and celebrating the culture in it. But
Yeah.
it's not.
But it's just what's happened is it's evolved over the years,
Yeah,
and it's like you said, it's now before it was a celebration of culture and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And now it's evolved into like a mini carnival of sorts.
Right.
Do you understand? And they have it in Brick Lane and that of like every year. Do you know what I mean? They probably haven't had it for the last 2 years because of COVID. Alhamdulillah. But
So there was one in Camden, because there's like a Bengali community in Camden.
they're not small, bro. It's
yeah,
quite a big community.
Not as big as Tower Hamlets,
No,
obviously,
no.
but that's why I said small. But it was the masjid that sorted out. But basically, because they're trying to get in the community to integrate with everyone else in it. So I was there, and there was this white woman there, yeah, like very posh white woman that lived in one of the flats, and she came she was just speaking to a group of people, and then I was there as well. And because I wasn't Bengali, yeah, she came and spoke to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Complaining.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So she was saying, oh, they're not very. She was saying that the women. Why is there no women here? There was women there, by the way.
Yeah.
But like they don't speak to me and this, that, the other. And I was like, have you ever thought maybe they don't speak English? She goes, they come across very rude. I say good morning to them every morning, yeah, and they just don't say anything back, innit? And I said to them, look, yeah, just try and think, yeah, if you couldn't speak a language, and someone said good morning to you.
Yeah, they don't think it means like spicy tuna.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Like that means that I've initiated a conversation, innit? So my English stops at good morning, innit? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm in trouble, bruv. Now I've started a conversation, and now I'm in deep trouble. Do you get me?
Yeah, you've opened a can of worms.
You've opened a can of worms to me. But also, I'm getting all day, every day, go back to where you come from.
Yeah,
why
standard.
can't you speak English? All this. So why would she have a conversation with you?
Boris calling you all sorts.
All letterboxes, all sorts of madness, yeah? And she's like, you know what? It's like someone just like knocked her in the head, bro.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God.
Revelation.
I didn't realise.
Oh no, there's racism. It happens.
It's not even about race.
Wow.
Like she didn't.
It's
she
an
didn't-
awareness, isn't it,
It was like
bruv?
someone turned on the lights.
Yeah, it's an awareness, bruv. It's not even about racism. It's about
not even about
because you know
racism.
what it is. Look, we have to be just. Instead, and there are
Not
some
everything
people.
is racism, innit?
No, and there are some people who genuinely want good and want to interact and integrate and everything. That's why you got so many white reverts, alhamdulillah. But jokes apart, but there are some people who genuinely want to get involved in stuff and what have you. Do you know what I mean? And so it's difficult. It's a barrier.
Yeah, but how can you not know what's going on around you though?
No,
What
I
do you
think.
mean?
Like the woman, how can she not know that? Oh, maybe she doesn't speak English.
Bro,
Well, duh.
you have to understand, yeah? Like, we all live in our bubbles, innit? Think about it, yeah? Like, you look at your life, how often do you cross paths with people from different backgrounds to you? Does that make sense? If you live in a specific area, and you have a specific job, your family's in, like, it doesn't even matter about your race or whatever. It could just be like, you might, like, we hang around people that do jiu-jitsu and wrestling all the time, bro.
I'm
Do you
living,
know anyone
bro,
that plays golf, bro?
bro, I do.
Well, I don't.
I do.
don't.
He
What,
actually-
regularly?
Yeah, he's actually very good. He
I
came
have to pick
second
a
in a
sport.
big tournament.
From Raynham,
Okay,
man.
what about thing? Okay, what about I don't know. Give me a sport, bro.
Curling.
Squash,
Squash. No, he's Indian, bro. He plays squash,
bowls.
bro. Lacrosse.
Lacrosse don't play it here.
Don't even try it, bro.
No one plays lacrosse here,
They probably. How do you
Nah,
know?
man, come on, bro.
No, what I was going to say, I'm actually living that life now.
What?
Lacrosse.
No.
You're about the lacrosse
But
line.
being in a community now, I've moved into a community where it's predominantly white, and it's quite an aging community. There's a lot of older people in Raynham. Do you understand?
Is that why you moved there?
No, it's not. There's that.
You know when he moved, like, yeah, I'm interested in the ass. When he got there, like, you're brown. What's going on?
But I had my Spurs shirt on, so he was like, "Oh, you're all right. You
Are
can
there
come in."
Spurs fans
He was
there?
Spurs fan. The guy who owned the house was a Spurs fan as
okay.
well. So it kind of broke the ice a little bit. I said, like, "Drop the price a bit, bro." No, but the point being is that I'm in an area where it's predominantly white. You understand? I would say it's about 95% white. It's now changing. More and more Muslims are moving into the area. More and more people of color are moving into the area. And so what you have is like, because I'm on this neighborhood app, you understand? And you see the comments that go on there. Oh, why did they have to put their fireworks on in the night? Rare, this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, bro, all of that. And so you have to educate the people. Do you understand?
Like, who's doing that?
No, because it was around Diwali time and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Why they have to do? But it's like, you forget Christmas and all your shenanigans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if you want to do like summer barbecues and all the rest of it and what have you, do you know what I mean? Then it's all alright. And your dog's barking all night as well.
You proper live in a little community,
proper,
innit,
bro.
Proper like.
Do you know what I mean? And like their dogs are barking and.
You right, Frank? How's the missus? One of those ones.
One of them ones. Bro, the thing I love.
You proper become
bro.
like in the suburbs, bro.
Yeah, they part of the double yellow, mate. I'm not having it.
This is the worst thing. He's got his newspaper. Did he get papers?
Nah. What papers?
I bet he's
Everything's
gonna get a dog.
online.
Watch him get a dog, bro. You know those Yorkshire Terriers?
He's gonna put over outside.
Bro, dog. I asked Abdullah once one. He was a guard dog.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trust him with like
Bruv, come
anything
on.
living, bruv, to be honest with you. But, bruv, and then he goes into Hackney and it's like, people getting chefed and whatnot, bro.
All day, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and the thing is, it's you're going into an area, they've already got preconceived ideas of what you're about.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And bro, I've got a hair like this, I wear my thobe and everything. Do you understand? We walk around for Jummah and all the rest of it. And because I'm working from home, so I'm at home most of the time during the daytime. You know the good thing I like though? I've been living in that house now over a year and a half, bro, and I still don't know everybody on my road. You know why? Because everybody minds their own business.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't in your business, bruv.
Yeah,
Living in certain areas, bruv, they don't know what you had for dinner last night, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And, it's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, but maybe they just don't want to know you, bro.
Maybe.
You ever thought about that?
Maybe.
Before
Do
you
know
even
what
come home from work, I heard you having lasagna
I mean?
today.
You what a banner up. Welcome home to lasagna. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But look.
You sold out, innit?
Nah, not at all,
sold
bro.
out, bro.
Does it sound like I sold that, bro?
You sold out, bro.
Really?
Bloody audio.
Come on, bro.
You moved to Raynham, bro.
No, bro. Look.
You were out like spraying people in raves.
Nah,
yeah,
you know what it is?
back to Raynham.
No. You know what it is? But you know what it is? It goes back to what you was just talking about a little while ago and about wanting the best for our children and stuff. Bro, where I was living, the next road up is a very well known and notorious road in Newham. Do you understand? And known for its gang stuff. Bro, I had interaction with them. I had a brick through my front window.
What?
Because they were shotting in people's front gardens. They were using people's front gardens to shot and everything. Now, I'm not the type of person to just sit there and do nothing about it. I know what's going on, bro. I know what the time of day is. You understand? So I would G them up. And I know business. And I'll say it live on camera, bro. Yes, I G'd them up because it now involved my family. Because you're doing it literally on my doorstep. Yeah. You understand?
What, in your yard?
Bro, alhamdulillah, not my actual front garden, but the guy opposite, 3 doors up.
What do you mean now?
They were using people's front yards. If they had a bush in your front yard, they would stash the drugs in there. They will go in there, they'll take the drugs out, and they will sell it to their customer, and then off he goes.
That's bait, blood.
It was blatantly bait, bro. But this is how rampant it became, bro. Do you understand? Yeah? It cost me a brick through my front window at 20 to 3 in the morning.
Was it double glazing?
Do you understand? Double glazing and everything. Bro, I phoned the police. When do you think they come?
Yeah, gotta do it.
Next day.
They came about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, bro. I'm supposed to, go sleep now? With my freaking big gaping hole in my front window, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got a wife, I've got 3 children. This was like some years back. And I'm supposed to just sleep and be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's a weekday. Everyone's got to get up and go to school and work and do whatever.
And the thing is, what do these mans want to do? Do you want us to start a war with these?
Bro, I
guys,
said to
bro?
bro,
No, what do you want us to do? 'Cause I'm not gonna sit there
I got a message
and
out
take
there.
this, bruv. Do you see
Bro,
what I'm
I got
saying?
a message out there. I said to them, listen, you go and tell your people, whoever done that, come talk to me like a man, innit? If you're a man, come talk to me like a man. No, nothing ain't gonna happen. I just want to know, number one, why you done it and what did you achieve from it? That's all. That's all. But nobody's gonna come forward because they're not men.
Yeah.
You understand?
No, but
They only like can do something when they're in packs.
Yeah.
You know, it's that wolf mentality, innit?
That is shooketh, bro.
You understand? You know, on your own, you're like a mouse.
Yeah.
But when you together, it's like all of a sudden you got like Dutch courage and like you think you're something now.
The thing
But
is as
guys-
well, it's like I don't like walking around like a victim, innit?
No,
Do you see
not
what I'm
at
saying,
all.
bro?
Not
Like
at
if
all.
you step to me, I'm gonna try my best to, because I'm an adult, innit? But you know, some people they don't like, especially young, bro. They're on this madness here, and you as an adult or someone who's a civilian, a citizen, let's just call it citizen, you know?
Yeah.
You want to
Civic,
do
yeah.
right. You want to do right. You're
They call us civilians.
you're civilians or whatever, yeah.
They call you
So we're
civvies,
civilians,
bro.
yeah. Well, bro, don't poke me though, innit?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But you know, it's,
But,
look,
and the police, if they don't do they, but I'm gonna have to protect myself, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but you know what it is as well, though, Mohammed. I can't just put all of the blame on them. If I'm honest with you, what are we doing to build bridges as the adults, as the
Yeah,
parents?
100%, bro.
Do you understand? Okay, we can blame the youth. We growing up in this country, born and raised here, we've seen it. We're talking about it. Nothing ain't gonna change, bro. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. When we're in our graves, our grandchildren are gonna be talking about this stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
But you're
So
right. If the only interaction you're gonna have with them is why are you doing this and why are you doing that, then why would they listen to you?
And I can tell you from my work of
Yeah.
working with young people over the years, bro, you give them a little bit of respect. In general, you're going to get respect back.
Yeah.
And they will listen to you. Do you understand?
Even
But
if they won't
you
stop
have
what
to
they're
understand,
doing,
but,
they'll kind of like,
but you have to understand, bro, that you might have that 5, 10, 15 minute, half an hour, 1 hour interaction with them a week or whatever. Bro, the rest of that time, they're in that madness,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, of course.
How much inroads are you really hoping to make in your interaction with them?
But the job. So the thing is, we are part of the same community.
Of course.
Like we live in the same area. Yeah, I care for you. In the sense of, I don't want badness to happen to
No,
you.
of
bro.
course, 100%.
Like, bro, you're my neighbor. I've known you since you were however old you are. Like, but the issue here is, don't put me in a situation where I have to react.
Yeah, 100%.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it can't be you take, and I'm just gonna do anything, bro. You call the bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not gonna call the police, bro. Like, unless it's really bad. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, there's kids out there. I'm not gonna go call the police. Oh God, there's kids outside. I'm not gonna do that, bro. Does that make sense? I'm just not gonna do that. I wasn't, you know. But if you put me in a situation where, like, bro, let's come to a compromise, innit? You want to do your madness. I don't want you to do it, bro. So what's the kind of like? Because we're always gonna have conflict, right?
You know what would happen in a
Do you know what I'm
situation?
saying to you, bro?
What happens in situations like that is you're gonna do your madness. I don't want you doing your madness on my doorstep.
Yeah.
All
do
right,
it somewhere else.
Say
bro.
nothing, innit? All right, I'm gonna go to the next man's doorstep.
Yeah.
But the madness is still
It's
going
still
on.
going on, but
We've
the thing is,
we've
you've got to live day to day.
Yeah, but we've
Bro.
not solved the problem. All
No,
we've done is
bro,
we've just
he
moved it on.
almost- I remember one time he was coming from my house. Do you remember that day?
What?
Is it? We've gone on for 2 hours. How long?
3 hours.
Nah, I can't.
Shut
But
up.
including the time we stopped.
Yeah, I paused it, remember?
So it's gone 3 hours.
2 hours, 45 minutes.
I knew this was gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro. You know who we have on here, fam? These guys are done, fam.
I'm not editing this podcast, bro.
No, don't be silly, bro.
I can still go on as well.
Yeah, but like,
Well,
I'll
no,
give you
look, we
example.
can
We'll
listen.
close up on
If
this,
you want to, we'll just whatever. If you want to, just tell me. Look, Hash, when you come back next time, we'll have a little bit more of a conversation.
because we didn't even
these
talk about
subjects and
riots,
that.
bro.
We didn't talk about a lot of things, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even talk about myself.
Yeah.
Shit, bro, come on, you lot are out of order, bro. I'm trying to sell myself to the people.
I don't know. I forgot there was cameras, bro. To be honest with you,
Well, bro, wallahi,
What
I'm
are you
not even gonna
selling,
lie
bro?
to you.
what are you selling?
What do you want?
What do you want, you know?
Spurs, bro.
Come on, my G. 1-0, bro. Come on. I'm missing match of the day for this, bro.
So anyway, I mean, it was really. Again, we'll get you on again, definitely, bro.
But I think, you know what it is, bro? I think we can never exhaust this conversation.
Bro, it's
Do you understand? Today we started off with the London riots. Tomorrow we can talk about Islamophobia. Tomorrow we can talk about, you know what I mean, whatever, anything. Doesn't matter. We can even just talk about the pressures that parents feel when trying to make sure that your children don't end up victims.
bro, Lofik, bro. let's end on this. I don't know how much of this we're gonna have to cut out, but
Time at 3 hours.
it's like, I can't put 3 hours up there, bro. People will be like, put bookmarks in it and whatnot. See what I'm saying? I wouldn't even know. But the thing is, I wouldn't even know how to even like name the chapters, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Number one, we look at each other.
The Reva,
so
the Rioter, and the Bowler.
on that note, it's goodbye from me and Mr. Bhaijee.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
And hopefully we'll see you on the next episode. I was gonna say go and like and subscribe and listen on. Sorry. Like it. What are you laughing at, bro?
Sorry, bro.
I was gonna say like
haven't subscribed, by the way.
55% of people that bare creeps out there watching the podcast not subscribing. You heard Imran. So please, if you've watched this podcast, you haven't subscribed, and also if you like the content, what should they do, Bhaijee?
Comment. Let us know.
And what else?
Like it, bro.
Share it.
Thank you. Share it. Share the content. Share the love.
And give suggestions.
I mean, within reason, bro. Do
Yeah, I mean.
you know what I'm saying?
Talk
Man's are
about
going
the
and get-
effect, you talk about the effect on drugs and what it does for
some
your
guys telling me,
libido
like,
and
get
whatnot.
Firas Zahabi and whatnot. I was like, you know what?
Brother, can you pay my rent?
So yeah, I mean, obviously we love the suggestions. And there was a few actually things that we might pick up in the future podcasts on the comments and stuff. You haven't been commenting in the last few podcasts, you know that?
I do apologise, bro. Man got kind of busy still. You
No,
get me?
no, because you're normally quite good at that,
I'm
bro.
busy counting the foxes in my neighborhood.
Exactly. So on that note, I'll see you guys on the next one.